Hi everyone! It's Hitarasu here. Hope you guys having a great time.
Hello, I'm Kabalin. Hi.
Alright,
Uh, yeah. welcome to another wonderful from the Ink Up.
alright.
We're gonna be your commentating team for the first block.
It seems we got our first map mode already decided, Spot Zones Robo. I personally a big fan of it. Any idea what you think we're gonna see here?
Ooh, ramen. I see a lot of dynamos getting used on this one because there's a lot of verticality.
Yeah,
Though snipers tend also to be very dominant in this one.
yeah.
Time to look for it.
Oh yeah, I'm personally expecting to see a lot of Tri-Strike and maybe some Reef Sliders. I've heard a lot. I've heard more people are using them recently, and I'm down to see the Funny Shark, right?
Yeah, Funny Shark is good. It's good against Bubble, which has been getting a
Yeah.
little bit of traction lately.
Yeah, speaking of Bubble, maybe we'll see decaf, maybe we won't. Who knows? That's the
It's
fun
a
of these kind of
mystery.
events. God knows what we're gonna see. Alright.
Pulling up the stream.
Oh. Oh. Alright. Yeah, I don't. Oh, there you go. We about to see more. Oh, God. Think the train. There you go. There you go. Now everyone can see it. Full screen. There you go. Robo Ramen. Good map. Great map. Great way to start, you know?
These are fantastic graphics, by the way.
They're gonna be. Graphics are so good. Yeah, I love how Robo Robin has just become like I feel like it's such a good map to start on because like it doesn't really favor any team and we get to kind of see we doesn't too favor any kind of comp, so we kind of get to see like what the teams are really comfortable on, and we can kind of get a good idea for like what each team wants at the beginning of the set.
Yeah, I like that it's a very expressive map because it has a lot of different routes that you can take.
Yeah, you have the standard right path with the bridge. You have the left side, which has like the lower end, which you can immediately go back to mid, or you can go like the long way around too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'll see it, but it'd be fun to see like an ink brush to go all the way around.
You never know. That is very likely sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you just need the sneaky little rat weapon.
Been seeing a lot of solutions in use lately.
Yeah. As a former sploosh player, I'd love to see some splooshes.
Absolutely, it's such a fun weapon.
It's both fun to play and always fun to watch too. So like,
Yeah,
everyone wins when there's a sploosh, except the enemy.
except the enemy.
They're the only people not winning, because dear God, playing against sploosh can be annoying sometimes. But that's the fun of it, you know. It's fast and it's very different than other things in the game.
Yeah, it's such an interesting playstyle, just having to be incredibly aggro all the time because you have no range. So if you want to be an active part of the game, you have to kind of just get into everyone's faces and do your sneaky little maneuvers. It's fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of other things that might show up, but like personally from my side, I've only been like back. I've only returned the calm stuff as of like recent. So like this is my first like big thing I'm watching in a while, and I'm looking real forward to it. Like I've heard a lot.
You're definitely gonna have a lot of fun today because I feel like the meta is in a place where it's shifting a lot between a couple of different playstyles.
Yeah, because like at least from what I've heard, other than like the one mandatory cooler, which I've even like through playing, I've seen people not run cooler, which I don't want to get my hopes up, but coolerless maybe.
Coolerless ice emoji.
I don't think we're gonna see it, but if we do, dear God, it's gonna that'd be cool. But yeah, like apparently, like there's a huge list of weapons that are now like seen at a competitive level, and it's like, damn, we get to see some variety. Let's go.
Yeah, I know some archetypes that are being run more often recently are very sharking heavy playstyles, including lots of rollers, lots of decaf, lots of bubble to counteract the
Yeah.
kind
The
of
long range
immediate
roll.
danger of Azuka. Yeah.
Yeah. Personal hope is that we see dive because like that's a style that I like when I came back I started like enjoying a lot of, and I think dive is both really fun to play and really fun to watch because like 1 second everyone's just setting up and the next second you're just 4 rats flying forward at an enemy and it's like yeah.
I enjoy dive style comps. They're very dynamic.
Yeah. Either way though, I'm sure whatever we see is gonna be great.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to this event a lot.
Oh,
Oh.
first match starting. Let's go. Oh wait, the roster.
Oh, next.
Oh wait, no, it's different people. Oh. I don't know much about these players, but I feel like we're gonna have to know a lot about them by the time the set ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like this tournament from the Incup is very welcoming to new players, and I'm also not very familiar with the current state of the scene.
Yeah. Also,
So I'm
there's someone
looking
called
forward to
Sniper.
seeing. Well, what was that?
There's someone called Sniper, so I'm assuming we're gonna see a sniper. Maybe.
What if they play Sploosh?
No, that's Sans.
Oh yeah.
That's Sans. He doesn't get hit. Or she. I don't know if it's he, she, that. Who knows? Sans don't get hit. Also, I feel like I've seen Velvet's name before. I don't know why. Yeah.
I know of a player that is called Velvet, and I don't
Yeah.
think this is the same Velvet that I know.
Yeah. Also, this is one of the streams where you can vote for what team wins with channel points. Cause so get to voting, guys.
Yes, currently we have a bit of a lopsided poll right now. People really like the Cardinal cephalopods,
Yeah.
are really favoring the Cardinal cephalopods. So let's see if Seafoam can manage to get the underdog win.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh, the poll changes in favor of Ceruleal Seafoam.
Yeah.
But yeah, the beauty of these events is that they allow for a lot of players from to kind of put themselves out there and show what they can do in competitive Splatoon, and also just like learn and get this kind of experience going, because it's I speak from experience, it's a bit of an intimidating scene to get into, but once you like make that first leap of faith, so to speak, you end up like reaching this very welcoming community and very just heartwarming community.
Yeah. Like, I especially know, like, the scene's been evolving a lot in terms of, like, places you can go to try and, like, get started. Because, like, I remember, like, at least from my perspective when I started, it was, like, I think there was, like, 2 servers. Now we have, like, not only so many, but, like, there's also places you can go to find said servers and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's become a lot more expensive, a lot easier to get into. I know recently there's been a lot more lands happening, and I'm very excited for that.
God. Well, guess now. Yeah, no, sorry. I'm just trying to memorize the team. Because I'm like, it's like, alright, I think I've got an idea.
So you mentioned that you have recently returned to the competitive scene.
Yeah.
What is your experience?
overall, like I've had very interesting experiences, mostly because of just the weird circumstances I've had, and also just the fact that I haven't really played too like there was a long time where I just played with very specific people, but when I finally started getting to play with like a bunch of people, like I don't know, I just have fun playing with a lot of people at this point, and
Yeah.
especially with Sendoku, it's like at least like right now, like it's just kind of easy to get sets, and it feels like you can like whether you're using Sendoku for grind for points or how like I personally use it, where like I just use it for practice. Like it feels like there's a lot of ways to just play the game with other people now at a competitive level, and it's
Yeah.
nice.
It's I am fairly new to the competitive scene. I only started like paying attention to it earlier this year. Um, but
Uh,
I'm a little intimidated by Sendo at the moment, but I've been trying to get over that mental hurdle.
yeah,
Because
God.
I know it's like a really fun experience. I keep hearing people being like, "Yes, Sendo is a lot of fun," and I want to get into that.
Yeah, God, because like you say you're new, like God, I've been here for so damn long. But like I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been the most serious when it comes to competitive. Oh, hello. Okay, we're starting.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, we're starting. We're starting. No, we can talk about this later. We got
Yes.
set. See the weapons. Wiper.
Slosher.
Well,
Double bucket. Well
I
string.
that yo well strings here in Wiper. Oh my God, let's go.
Oh, sans the well string. I like that.
That's the well string. Let's go. All right, we're starting off. Ooh, that unfortunately okay, 1 for 1. Maybe we'll have. No, we got a bit more neutral to go before we see any team fully take over. Oh, is that a flank? Wiper flank?
Ooh.
Okay. We got specials coming out. We're still in kind of neutral phase, waiting for someone to make a big play, and I think we're about to see Dusty make it right here. Oh no.
No, let's see. No,
Yeah.
Sans pulls the Uno reverse card with that hammer.
Can't hit Sands. Alright. Got Waffle getting some picks on the Wiper. Finding some good picks. Let's see. Oh, Waffle going in with their own stamp against picks. Now we. God, there's a lot of picks happening on this right side, on the right left. I don't know. It's some side of the map, but dear God, that one side of the map, that people are dropping like flies.
It's a war zone over here in Robo Ramen.
Yeah. Okay, we're back to a more calm state, but sometimes it's not going to last very long as we see Sly go down. Both the buckets go down, it's just Sands. Oh. They're bombing out Sands and Mate. And I guess we're starting up the lockout phase. The phase where one team is going to be really trying to hold the other team in their base. And here we go, maybe Zuko will find somebody. It doesn't find anyone, and they're in a pretty predicament situation. Oh, they get the pick. Alright,
Huge moment for Cardinal right now. Ooh, what? Amazing strike coordination over there from Cerulean, keeping control of the zone and still not getting any penalties. This is the final push for Cardinals over here. They need to get the zone right now. Ooh.
Yeah. Robin can be a map that's really rough to get out of spawn sometimes, but yeah, they did a pretty good job like trying to get out in such a spawn camp heavy map. Like that once the enemy kind of pins you down, it's really rough to break out. And they did a pretty good job putting up a fight.
Keeping control of the elbow is very important. It's your only way in and out of the spawn, so it's difficult to get out of a lockdown when all of the enemy team is holding control of that zone.
Yeah. Also, damn, like this pick here that basically allowed them stay in the game just a bit longer, where Velvet just barely didn't get the pick because it happens sometimes.
This is Splatoon. It is It is a very fast-paced game, and as
Yeah.
such, it tends to get very unpredictable towards
Yeah, because
when there's a neutral state.
yeah, because I feel like one thing at least that sums up like Splatoon Berkeley is the game where you're never truly winning, and the game is very out of your control. You're just trying your best to hold on to as much of the game as possible, because just anything can change at any moment. And like that game kind of showed it a bit, where like it was like very neutral based at the beginning, and then just a few picks later, within seconds, all the picks were happening on one side of the map, where like both teams are going down left and right.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to the coordination that is going on behind the scenes. We don't have access to the comms that these teams are having, so they might be holding on some secret strategies to help them get an advantage.
Speaking of some strategies, Crab Lake Capital, this is a map where like you kind of see some of those unique strategies come out for this map in particular. I'm not the biggest fan of this map mode, but I know there's some people who really like this and who bring out some very interesting things for this map mode. Now the question is, are we going to see some of those interesting picks? You know, maybe a Kraken.
Ooh, Kraken, a Hydra.
Kraken and Zipcats are really good here, from my memory.
Yes. Yeah, specifically on this mode, since you have that little ramp that allows you to access onto the platform.
Yeah. For the Kraken, also Zipcats just having so many amazing high areas to grab onto, and also of course that bubble that will allow you to kind of just hold on to hold on to what space you can get, because that upper plat area is so important to hold on to.
Well, since we're going right into the second game of the set.
All right. Oh. Literal kills family down. Glugas?
Glugas.
The Glugas are real? No way.
Glugas on the side of sorry, I need to pull up the of Cardinal.
Yeah, Cardinal. All right. Oh, that's a very early pick.
Ooh.
Yeah. Alright, one. Alright. We see white
Cardinal. Yeah, Cardinal got picked before they got a chance to build a cooler, so now they're very much in the back foot.
God, the stamps are coming out left and right here. Oh my god. I just realized there's a stamp on each side, so at some point in the match there's probably a stamp going left and right, and you gotta pay attention to those things or they're just gonna take you out.
Stamp is a really fun special to get into.
Yeah.
Just to initiate a push. Right now we're seeing a lot of neutral in mid. However, Cerulean seems to have a lot of control. Though they are getting pushed back a little bit. Let's see if these specials allow them an opportunity to get into the platform.
Oh, and it seems they're trying to really take advantage of the grades, because Wellstring can't really stop you as much on grades, and Wellstring seems to be the main thing that's holding them back right now.
Yes, that is the main drawback of...
Wellstring's going in!
I love it.
Wellstring done sitting back. Wellstring's like, no, my turn!
The main weapon might not be able to do much on the grades, but the hammer...
Yeah, the hammer don't care about grades. Oh, well, that really good pick from Sans right there.
Ooh, Cerulean is doing a fantastic job at keeping pressure here on mid.
Yeah, Zuka's gonna pin the pencil and all right. There's still one top right. They gotta keep an eye on it while they push, but it seems like we're about to see a big fight break out one way or another. All right.
Oh, Cerulean, no. I love the names.
That's the names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, well, short push. It was a really short push, but that's first power. And like, Clam Blitz is one of those modes where the smallest pushes can mean quite a lot, but also, you know, it's Clam Blitz, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. The locking down the ramp is a really good strategy here on the side of Cardinal, because they're preventing They're preventing any sort of momentum from Cerulean. No.
Yeah. Also, Cardinal has 3 specials up. Never mind, 2. Stamp just went down.
I think the scoreboard on the stream might be
Is it?
inverted.
Oh. Whoops.
But we keep going.
Let's go with it, alright. Alright, nice jump out, avoiding getting picked there, and Gluga taking 1. Sly going in.
But Cerulean is right back at it with their killer respawn. They are keeping a lot of presence near the spawn for.
Oh. It seems like they tried to go for a push, but then their bucket went down a bit early. But it seems like we have Waffle ready to flank. No? Maybe. Oh, they're going.
Trice coming out.
Waffle going in with Stamp.
Hammer coming out.
Well, that's 3 down. Oh.
However, the Booyah Bomb was good at stopping a lot of that momentum.
Yeah, now it's just a question of can they get the clans in time. Oh, they take
lead.
lead.
Changes.
Yeah, leave with 1 minute left of the game. It's always dangerous, but you know, it's still 1 minute.
Anything can happen in 1 minute of Clan Blitz.
Oh, Wiper keeping a good eye on the right side and gets 1. Alright, we have 3 specials on one side, none on the other. And it seems like we're seeing a lot pop. Wellstring's going in with their stamp. Sand's getting 1.
Let's see what... Oh no!
Oh damn! No! Oh no! Purple team dropping like flies here. This is not what you want to see.
Ooh, 20 seconds remaining on the game.
Alright, and now it's just a question of oh, they got 2 specials back online. All they have to do here is just weaken their back. Just take out the people sitting on plat and maybe they'll be able to get another push. But unfortunately, they got to break through 3 whole specials now.
And they got put into disadvantage. The NTAP got picked off very early into this fight. They're going in without a cooler.
Yeah, I mean, them Glugas are going in. They're going in hot. Can they jump in time? Oh, Sand's being taken down at the worst time possible. It's unfortunate, but that's how it be sometimes. You can go for those clam jumps, but you got to get the jump off after all.
Incredible match. That was very exciting.
Yeah.
It was not a safe game at any point for either team.
Yeah, score is really close, and like any small thing could have changed it so much. Yeah. I'm still not a 52 fertility rating. I'm sorry.
The little captions, right?
Yeah, the little captions. I just see that. I'm like, huh? That's 3rd V shot. God.
When in doubt, at another Suka.
Yeah. I mean, that used to be the case, but it seems like right now it's more tri-strikes you're looking for. Because you have to face those things created, like, even in that last game where, like, a lot of pushes were started because 3 nuclear bombs from the sky. Welcome to Nuclear Bomb 3, the game where you spam nukes from the sky. And it kind of just works sometimes.
I also think it does a better job at causing visual clutter than screen.
Yeah.
At least it's a little controlled, and also it is a very effective way to displace a backline.
Yeah. Because like screen can only be thrown so far, and obviously screen is usually banned from events due to the audio issue it has with certain players. But yeah. Oh, and we have Museum Alfonsino. I am a very big fan of this map. Because like even though first check only has like 2 routes, you have so many ways you can push here. Like, we're not going to see this, because, like, no player is insane to do this. But, like, you know the spinner on Plat?
Oh,
what if someone breaks there and goes, like, top left, top right, maybe? Maybe we get to see the funny? I don't think it's going to happen, but...
The funny.
Yeah. Like, who knows? We might get to see some stuff like that. Also, the always fun of, does anyone take the bold opening of going on side, like, right side opening? Because there is that flank you can immediately take at the start, and usually starts a very, very aggressive fight if you go for that. It's a high risk, high reward play, and maybe we'll see it. Maybe. No, we're probably not, but it'd be cool. Actually, they do have a wiper.
Find out in a few moments. Oh, they do have wiper.
They have a wiper. We might see it. We might see the feisty wiper opening. Maybe. And also, like, from weapons we've already seen them play, Wellstring is really good at popping that Rainmaker, too. So, like, that's one weapon that you definitely want to have on your side on Rainmaker, because, dear God, popping against that thing is pain. Yeah, with all that object damage it has. But also moving...
I love...
There you go.
Oh, I love all the object damage the Wellstring has. It comes in handy in a lot of situations.
Yeah, oh, we got some weapons. We're seeing some pretty similar things, and we got some pretty similar things to what we've been seeing so far.
Double strike on this side. I still haven't pulled up the name.
Yeah. Double strikes on the side of purple team. Oh, we're on blue team. We already got one down. And it looks like Cardinal is going to be taking the early initiative here, just holding most of mid. Oh, Cardinal goes one down to a bomb. Velvet looking. Oh, good, Tetsuka.
Whoa!
That's 3 down, 1 Zuka. 4 down, 1 Zuka. Spartan going to war, and down he goes. Alright, this is a very, very, very interesting opening. People dropping left and right. Seems like it's finally about to end. First team to grab it. Seafoam first to start scoring. And they break check one already, and this tiny upper area is really dangerous when you have strikes all over the place.
Definitely an explosive opening to this match.
Yeah.
And the push is not over. They're still scoring.
Early 15 is crazy. Also, yeah, I think we got that upper area push that I was talking about too. Oh, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. It close to the wall. But damn, that wall is so good at protecting you and keeping that push alive. And sorry, I did yet. They want this.
They want the knockout.
Yeah, I mean, this map can swing really fast. It's always, if you can take that knockout in Rainmaker, you take it. But yeah, it seems like they finally neutralized the situation, and looks like we're not going to be seeing a knockout just yet. Maybe we come back, maybe not. Who knows? Only one way to find out.
Come back after Century, let's go.
Oh, we got a trade there, and Pencil looking to kind of give their team some space to work with. Cooler drops. Oh, we see it this way. Maybe they're planning something? Oh, that is an evil spot to have the Rainmaker. Oh my god. Like,
the Wellstring can... Ooh.
Yeah, the Wellstring
can... Yeah, can get some really good angles on it. However, they are getting very pressured by the push that is going on in their plan.
Yeah, but not only that, like, even when they pop the Rainmaker, they gotta go all the way around after popping it. Like, yeah, they have all this plat, but somebody's gotta leave to go grab that Rainmaker eventually. And all this is happening, they are building up specials, and speaking of which, here they all come. Oh.
They're rolling with an unrelenting pressure on Cardinal right now.
Yep.
Ooh.
And Cardinal's gonna be fighting for life, because if not, this is gonna be a third game and end of the set. So yeah, they gotta make something happen.
Gotta lock in.
Time to lock in.
Ooh, I see that bucket and spinner. That is an evil spine. Yeah. But hey, evil wins tournaments.
Yeah. It's always scary to see the bucket taking the high ground, especially with how people still consistently take you out very easily. And damn, that was a good Rainmaker shot. Alright. Looks like they're gonna be taking the... Oh no, they're just going in, okay.
They won the knockout.
Yeah. Not like either that or they just want to start forcing the enemy team to burn. Never mind, they're throwing out the strikes, they're throwing out everything. Whoa. They may have gone down, but they still have numbers. Oh, but...
Oh, wait, yeah, this is... Unfortunate. Oh, it's still not over though.
Yeah, damn, Waffle I don't know if Waffle wants kill. I think he's not for blood.
This is such a high-speed game. Anything can happen. 1 minute left.
One team wants things to go fast, the other one wants to slow down the pace, and yeah, it seems like Sans out here trying to slow down the momentum, but dear God, they do not want this push to end. We got more strikes online. We got a cooler on the other side, and a stamp on its way to mid. All right.
I think Cardinal is struggling a lot with their painting. They're not getting much control of turf, so they don't have a lot of places to move.
Yeah. Not only that, but they're finding a really hard time to kind of move around with this pencil always keeping an eye on them. But oh, speaking of which, pencil got one.
Yeah, this pencil is playing very smart, taking it very slow, but also keeping a very commanding presence.
That is. All right, we get overtime. It's do or die here.
Well, 4v2.
Oh, watch out, Waffle behind. Is Waffle gonna jump out or is Waffle gonna commit? Either way, those strikes separating everyone. And I think this is about to be game. Yeah, that's game. Those are some real good strikes to guarantee the game ends in your way. Yeah, damn.
Really fun set to start the event today.
Yeah. Also, damn, Waffle's died for blood that game.
Yeah.
Damn, Waffle heard the other team like pancakes more. Don't tell them to their face. No pancakes today, only waffles.
Congratulations to Cerulean for winning the set. That was a really good performance from both teams. Unfortunately, I haven't played a bit of Wellstring myself. I know that it has some really difficult matchups against any sort of sniper, which in a pencil-dominated meta, it's a bit of a rough thing to try. However, it has the potential.
I mean, we saw that set. Like, it may not have won the set, but there were some moments where having Wellstring definitely helped them out. Like, Wellstring was able to kind of control the pace of the set for a lot of it, and on top of that, the Stamp that just randomly decided, you know what, I'm done holding back. I'm gonna go forward now, and you just kind of have to deal with it. Like, Stamp that it's not seen very highly by a lot of people, but sometimes it just shows up, and you kind of have to deal with it or die.
Yeah, especially against scums that don't have many shooters in them, or Splatlings. Yeah. Anything that cannot shoot through the front of the Stamp is much more vulnerable to getting rushed down by it.
Alright. Alright, next up, do we have our... Oh. I think there's a version they came. Hello everyone, we're back! We're here with our next set, and who's it gonna be? Any second now? Squid Fiend versus Calamity! Oh, we also have the map too. Rainmaker, Rainmaker Undertow.
Ooh, that's one of my
What?
favorite modes.
This is like probably, arguably one of my favorite map modes of all time. Like I know everyone talks about going left here, but like left is you pick between the safe left route or the risky but super rewarding right side at all times. Like no one talks about it, but you can get super easily down to like 31 on the right side, which can also be really good for like securing early leads. But also like left side is so much more cover to work around, but it's so much longer. Like you get to play this whole game of risk reward the whole time, and also the terrain is very unique. It's like this is definitely a map of all time.
Yeah, I love that the left side is very much kind of like an uphill battle.
Yeah,
It tends to allow for very epic encounters,
yeah,
while the right side is like, ooh, we have a big advantage out of nowhere, so let's just take all those free points.
yeah. Either that or everyone's setting up on the left, and it's like, oh, nobody's looking at right.
Yep.
We'll borrow that. Like it's the fun. It's the high risk, high reward route, and it's usually not recommended. But dear God, if it works, it works. On top of that, like it's one of the few maps where I legitimately feel like you have so many tools and disadvantage. So like, even for a Rainmaker map, it doesn't steamroll that much. So you often see like people are able to recover and have like really close games here. Where this is one of the few map modes in all of Splatoon where I can say like even more so than usual. Like the game is not over until the game's over, because anything can happen at any second, and that's what's fun about this map, at least to me.
No, absolutely. You're completely right on that.
It's utter
It's in
chaos,
my
and I
opinion,
love it.
it is the most fun map mode in my opinion.
Yeah, and especially like
Uh,
as someone who likes to carry Rainmaker a lot, this is one of the maps
mhm.
where like the Rainmaker itself is so much more deadly than it normally is because of how many good angles it has, how much like cover works. It feels like a lot of the cover on this map is designed specifically for it. You know, like oh, the cover protects against everything, but the Rainmaker, and it's like yeah,
That's also why I love Wellstring in this map mode.
yeah.
I'm
I mean, a lot of the angles that work for Rainmaker also work for Wellstring, so
yes.
maybe we'll see another Wellstring go here because it is really good at damaging that Rainmaker shield.
It's probably the best at it.
Yeah. Oh,
It seems
I
that we're getting ready for the next match.
yeah. Uh, also, damn,
Just
we got a
waiting
lot of
for
food
people
name
to
people here. Oh, we got a match starting.
land.
There we go. We got oh wait, hold up. I something's missing.
What? Oh, huh.
It appears we are missing something. Oh, wait, is that Squelchies? Hold up. Oh, we being teased with Squelchies? Also, that's a Wellstring. That is
That
the
is a
Wellstring.
Wellstring.
It's not the same one, but that is a Wellstring.
It is a Wellstring.
It's the more defensive one, which I've heard some people like more, some people like less. Well,
I personally play that one more than the Vanilla Kid.
yeah,
It helps a lot with awareness and just
yeah,
keeping track of everything at all times. And also a
yeah,
little bit of visual distraction.
yeah. Like personally, as a really aggressive player, I prefer the one with Stamp, but you can definitely get a lot of value out of both kits. One for just kind of always making sure your teammates know where everyone is, but also a fun thing about the Wave Breaker that's often under talked is that you have to jump when the Wave Breaker shows up where you get marked. And having to jump in this game can be really awkward with a lot of weapons. Sloshers get less range, shooters have inaccuracy. And those kind of moments, if you can abuse them properly, you can pull some crazy things off.
Yeah, no, pairing it with team fights is usually a really, really good way to support your team offensively. Similarly, the point sensors are really good at marking targets for any Zukas or strikes that you have in your team to display backlines.
Oh, but are we gonna see it or is it going away? Are they here?
Double
The Squelchies are
Wellstring.
here. Oh, the Squelchies are here. We got an opening Gambit Squelchies. Oh,
Ooh.
oh, are we gonna see them go in? Oh, we got another Wiper going for pop. Alright, are we going to see them take full advantage of this opening gambit? Oh, Viper already getting one pick from ledge peeking. Seems like Squelchy is gonna be the one that grabs here. Oh, but watch out, Wellstring on top right. And it seems like we're really close to that moment where somebody's gonna be grabbing that rain, unless... Oh my...
Also, something that I want to point out. Right now, Calamity is running a coolerless comp.
Oh yeah, true.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah. So also some very unconventional specials, but I mean, who knows what they're cooking? We'll see. We're gonna see in a short time, but oh, that's also double wave breaker too.
Double wave breaker is fun.
I hope they like jumping. Oh, we got our first Rainmaker grab of the game, Squidfini. However, it immediately being shut down by yet another stamp. Because, you know, we're getting to see a lot of stamp action today.
Stamps are fun.
Alright. Alright, and it's... Alright. Yeah, it seems like people are really prioritizing that left side today. Which, I mean, fair. It's a safe route.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like we're getting our first break. Everyone seems to be going to guard from the front, no flanks. However, it seems Squelchy's just ready if a flank were to happen. And here come the strikes, which is usually a signal for a push, but unfortunate time for the Rainmaker to go down there.
Squidfini is doing a good job at clearing out Calamity from their base. They have a really good advantage here.
Yeah.
Especially given their cooler.
Yeah.
But they are still taking the left side because Calamity is respawning at this moment.
Yeah.
Stopped right before the checkpoint. And let's see Calamity can clear the base out. We see a Rib Slider, very good attempt.
Because one thing that's a very important note is even though it's safer on the left side, dear God, is there a lot of cover that does not favor you on that left side. So it can be really hard to actually commit to that final push without those specials, and even if you do, you got to make sure that nobody's playing sneaky and getting around you.
That's where the point sensors come into play.
Yeah. Either that or these wave breakers, because the wave breakers do release a giant point sensor when they hit the floor.
True.
Oh, Wellstring double?
Ooh. Love to see it.
Double?
Come on, Wellstring W.
Oh. We have the Wiper going in. Is the Wiper gonna commit? Oh, damn, Wiper wants blood.
And this is really good for them.
These Wipers want blood today. Oh my God. you put a tiny little drop of blood in the water and they want more. Man, they hungry.
They're relentless.
Damn, why call them sharks? Call them piranhas the way they're flying up the enemy.
We had a double wave breaker for a moment there.
Yeah.
The Squelchy is making a call out for someone that ended up jumping out. Right now, everyone is playing fairly passively, and I understand that. They're waiting for that. Ooh.
Oh, well, one Wellstring got the other Wellstring. Oh, so we've double Wellstring. Oh, how did I just notice this?
Yeah.
Oh my God. People really be liking that Wellstring on Rainmaker. Which, I mean, hey, if you're gonna bring it out, this is one damn good map to do it with all of the cover. Since unlike those Chargers, Wellstring can indeed deal with it. Oh my God, that was such a good dodge on that shark ride.
Ooh, Squidfini with a really good advantage stage right now, going for that left checkpoint. And are they finally gonna get past it? They do.
They almost did. They just gotta break that check, and it seems like we're getting range check break here. But yeah, with everyone down, they're gonna have to get back. And now comes the question of, okay, no, they're not gonna rain stall. Oh, he jumps up. It's probably smart because that does reset rain, but that also means that Squidfini can get back to that Rainmaker a lot easier. And maybe, just maybe, we are at a point in the game where technically right side could get them a quick win if they bluff things correctly. But who knows what they're gonna do? Oh, we gotta fire off and right? Maybe?
7 seconds left in the match. This is the final push.
Yeah.
Will Squidfini manage to get any sort of advantage right here, or are they going to be blocked from advancing by Calamity?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you also have to keep in mind, even though they want to... double pick, and the big question is they have to manage both waiting on their teammates, but also making sure they don't wait too long, because that Rainmaker timer is ticking down real fast. But also on top of that, they have to make sure that specials don't come out, and as we're saying that, down goes the Rainmaker, and there goes game one. Really close game, and that's a good sign for things to come.
That was a really fun match.
Yeah, hopefully we get some more close games like that.
Game 1 goes to Calamity.
Yeah, squat. Yeah, we got double wave breaker. You know, sometimes you could run some standard stuff, and sometimes double wave breaker shows up. You know.
Double Wave Breaker coolerless.
Yeah, I didn't have that on my bingo card today, but I guess that's what we're seeing, huh? Every team's got their thing they do, and I guess this is it here, huh? But either way, I was not expecting to see Wellstring on both ends, because Wellstring's not the most popular weapon ever, but times might be changing, you know?
Wellstring stocks are going up, especially in the bubble meta.
Invest now in your Wellstring today.
Exactly.
Anyways, next up we've got Tower Control on Ship Shape. This is a map of all time where those checks are pretty rough to defend, but you know, it is definitely a map. And if you're not a bucket player, I don't know how you feel about this map, because it's something.
I like it. I feel like it enables some really fun matches every now and then. It can also be very snowbally, so...
Yeah, especially after like that second check, too.
Yes.
Kind of reminds me a lot of like TC Sturgeon from the second game, where like the TC Sturgeon isn't like that in this game, but in Splatoon 2 you'd see a lot of like very snowbally maps, and this map kind of reminds me of that, where it's like the game goes from 0 to 100 at like check 2, and it kind of reminds me of that. So maybe we'll see that, maybe we won't, because technically.
Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, because that last checkpoint is really dangerous too, because it's like so close to the enemy base, and it's right next to some really high cover that you can't even hit. But also at the same time, you can climb onto that cover that's really high. So
yeah, I think this. I think Surgeon Tower in this game also tends to have a bit of a reputation of, if you are winning at first, and you make a really good push at first, you're probably going to lose, because it gets very snowbally in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reverse sweeps in Surgeon Tower for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, dear God. This map is going to be really interesting, and I don't know if we're going to see it, but I know this is a really good map for beacons, specifically because of all those little crevices you can shove them in.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you can also use beacons to tell where people are, because beacons do reveal people on the map when you're close to them. And well, no point in trying to figure out. We get to see for ourselves right now.
Yeah, we're jumping right into game number 2. Decap.
Decap's here.
Ooh, oh, there's the hit.
And it's real. Let's go. Oh, we got an opening gambit wiper.
Ooh.
Oh, this is me. We're getting. Oh, there you go. Wiper's going in. Wiper smells blood in the water. Oh my God. Here it goes. Oh, Wiper ran out of ink. Oh, that's unfortunate. You hate to see the running out of ink. The low ink. Haha, get it? Laugh. Alright, and here we go. That Reef Slider pushing in. Dear God, we have a lot of fighting happening on the right side. And also, Wiper may have lost their opening gambit, but damn, they're swinging. Yeah.
They're definitely not letting on the pressure. Ooh, and we have a disconnect.
Do they know? Okay, I don't know how this works. I don't know how DC works here.
I'm not sure for the rules on this tournament.
Okay, well,
yeah.
like
We're getting a play over, yeah.
Well,
I know some regular rules for DCs are, as long as it hasn't been past 50 points for half of the time in the game. I don't remember it correctly, but
yeah. On one hand, we got to restart the match. On the other hand, we get to see opening gambit Wiper out again. You know, there's positives in all this. You know, we get to see the flying act. We get to see the flying. The flying weapon dude's flying thing, and maybe we'll get to see some more of these things. Maybe it'll be handled the same way. Who knows?
But also, Squid Funny is gonna be ready for the hyper aggressive opening gambit sword now. So are we going to see some mix-ups happening?
Also, damn, I just got called out by that one ad that appeared on screen, the 70 plus 30 slosher combo. Like, damn. Damn. You really called me out like that, huh? Don't run sub-resistance today, please.
Yeah, I know that Bucket has also been seeing a surge in popularity in the past couple months.
Yeah. I mean, like, as a Bucket player, like, it fills up so many roles that a comp wants that, like, the answer to a lot of comps are just, hey, we need a last weapon. A Bucket does everything. Let's just put a Bucket. You know? What can a Bucket do, you know?
Yeah.
It kills people, it paints the floor, it has a really good special. Sometimes it's just, instead of a bucket, it's a Beyblade, because some players play like that. I may be one of them. You know, like, it's a funny weapon. And it's always fun to see buckets, because they go crazy.
Yeah, it's very self-reliable, so it can do some really fun and risky pushes without completely getting into an impossible situation like a lot of other weapons that want to play that kind of aggressively.
And on top of that, like, one thing about Bucket specifically is that, like, it also pairs really well. It also just helps team it a lot, but yeah. Like, we may not be seeing we may not be seeing it much here today, but we're seeing a lot of other interesting things, because while Bucket is a really good glue for a lot of comps, it's not mandatory, which is a great thing, you know, because seeing Bucket all the time wouldn't be the best, you know? Kind of ruins the fun of it, but anyways, here we go, back into the game. Are we going to see the same wiper play? I'm hoping yes, but I wouldn't blame them for no, because your plan's kind of out there in the open. And if PCAV is watching, that could be a really awkward thing.
And yep, opening gambit sword comes back. Let's see how aggressive they play.
Oh, someone's immediately hunting for cooler, and here it goes. No, the wiper is not holding back. They want in. They smell that blood in. Unfortunate, same outcome, but seems Roller might be wanting to go for round 2. Oh no, they're jumping out. Their entire team's back on. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, you hate to see it. Decaf just sitting on your jump.
Moments before the sound turn, that was a really good, change of camera.
Yeah. And it's here. This is
like the first checkpoint here early into the game.
Yeah, we got a really dangerous situation out here where they're already kind of stuck in base here. They're gonna have to find some very quick way out, or else it's gonna be another one of those moments where tower goes from 0 to 100. But it seems like Roller's in a really strong position right now. Oh, but we have someone flanking behind. We got some great strikes building space.
Also, the edit went down, so Cooler is gonna take a little bit longer to come out in the side of Calamity.
Yeah, this might be one of those situations where it's not Cooler that's needed to save the day. Seems like it's just gonna have a good old-fashioned brawl, no instant respawns.
It is not a requirement, but Squid Funny is doing a really good job at keeping paint with the pencil, so they are getting that advantage of quick respawns and fast movement.
Yeah, not only do they have that pencil, like, you can't underestimate how much paint the Dreadringer's putting down too. Like, those 2 sloshes it puts out is quite a lot of paint.
They have a really paint-heavy team. All of their weapons are chirping weapons, and it's definitely showing on the side of Calamity how much they're struggling with the turf. And yep, you called it. This snowballed very quickly.
Yeah, especially because this is one of those maps where, like, you don't really have a lot of ways to get out. If you need any proof, you have the famous clip where the guy on the ramp trying to leave his base with Zuka, you know?
Oh yeah.
That one clip, that guy will never live down. Hey, this is a very good time. See? Even the news understands us, you know? Yeah. Like, there's not much space to move in your base, and it can be really hard to recover here.
Yeah, there's a lot of very aggressive positions teams can set themselves up in here to just completely lock down any sort of defense trying to happen.
Yeah. And let's see if we have our next match. Zones, Barnacle, and Dime. We're about. So, remember what we said where the last map was very small, you know, not much space to move? Yeah, throw that all out the window. Here's a giant map. This thing is huge.
However, it also has some very notable choke points. Losing your plat means getting a very difficult time getting back into mid, especially in zones.
Yeah.
There is going to be a lot of grabbing the zone and then immediately pushing forward to prevent the enemy team from being able to do anything about it.
That's true, but you also got to be really careful because if you push too much forward, that Viper that we've been seeing a lot, I think they're looking real comfortably on that left side. You know, they're looking at that flank really respectfully. Not respectfully at all. They're currently over there right now flying. Because I could put some hard cash down right now. We're gonna see that Viper go left at some point because that's such an amazing flank that they added in a later patch.
Yeah.
Where early on this map was super chokehold, where like you couldn't leave your spawn. And they're like, what if you can go left now? And yeah, that left side was added, and a lot of short range weapons suddenly went from unable to get into, ooh, look, there's an entire part of the map just for us. And not only does it bring you to mid, it brings you down to their street too. Like, and that's a really good area where you could either decide to rotate onto zone itself or go back to help your teammates who are stuck in spawn.
Yeah, there is a lot more options now than there were when this map was first introduced in season 23, I think.
Yeah. Also, we can't forget the most important part of this map. Behind the right stack, there is a pole.
True.
There's a tiny pole.
There's two of them that they added.
Yeah, they added a tiny pole. That's it. Will that tiny pole impact the set? Who knows? Am I speaking into existence? Maybe. I don't know.
I do like the little changes that they made on the ramps in that kind of function.
Yeah, like
where they added some blocks.
You can paint up. Yeah, those are really good for being able to like actually like leave the street more consistently. But well, time to figure out what we're gonna be seeing today.
Time for Calamity to lock in.
Alright, and we've got
Wellstring Storm still up.
We got the vanilla Wellstring back and opening Gambit. Opening Gambit roller. We got some more opening Gambit gaming. Nobody's starting with the early flank on the side of green, but dear God, we're seeing some quick picks, 1-for-1. Oh, we got a 2-1 situation.
Advantage for Calamity early on.
Yep. Alright, they got an advantage, but it seems we're still in like the... Oh, never mind. It seems like Calamity's going really quick on holding this area, and you gotta be careful with the Viper moving in like this. They've even got stamps, so you gotta be careful they don't just randomly pop it like this. Oh. There's one. Here you go, the pole!
Also, you'll love to see that opening Gambit staying active.
Yeah, oh, there's Roller. See the opening Gambit. There it is. Right on cue.
Right, because the Sword does not have opening Gambit right now.
Oh god, another case of the Wellstring not wanting to wait around, popping that stamp, starting to take the front line, but it looks like they're gonna have to back off, try to get some safe space while they're in their more defensive state of the main weapon.
48 points down and taking down the penalty on the side of Calamity.
Yeah. Ooh, they went down, but that's a really nice bubble, like making it really awkward to shoot onto zone safely, but even then, who needs shooting when you could just shark right in?
However, here comes the stamp.
Yeah.
Right, they're running double stamp.
Yeah, you gotta love the stamp, you know?
Hammer goes up and down.
Yeah. Also, we got here comes stamp number 1. Are we seeing double stamp? At the same time?
Oh!
They tried to pop the Shark Ride, but Shark Ride can't go anywhere if it's flattened by a stamp. And it looks like we're seeing some counter specials. God, specials flying left and right from both sides.
Ooh, the zone gets flipped, so Calamity gets a decent penalty, while Squidpenny gets control of mid here, and they are starting to expand their influence and just getting rid of any sort of possibility for Calamity to get back into mid.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a lot of pain here.
Yeah. Also, that wiper trying to go on the flank that I mentioned earlier, but someone's watching it right now, so the rollers kind of going the opposite. Oh god!
Yo!
Here comes the stamp.
Stamp triple.
God, stamps are going crazy tonight, huh?
I should learn vanilla Wellspring.
Yeah, the stamp's just crazy, you know.
Stamp is fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, here comes the crab though.
Yeah. Well, the crab gets one, but it's gotta be really careful because Wellspring is there, and oh, we see a desperate attempt to hold the stamp, but they went down. And so now they just gotta build up specials, build up space, and maybe the wiper is just gonna magically show up behind them. Who knows?
Also, everyone in the side of Squidward is cooler right now, so the advantage
they're
that
cooler, but if they don't have a jump, they don't have anyone holding mid.
However, they will not be losing much on their side because of the quick respawn. But the decaf goes down, as I was saying that.
Also,
now Squidward is put in the back foot.
Yeah, that's a crab. With crab gone too, they gotta find a way in. Oh, damn, that's unfortunate. Sometimes that just happens where you got the jump on someone, but roller sometimes just, you know, bonk.
Roller jump scare.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, we just. Oh, there's so much jet happening. There's one fun. There's all four down on the side of Calamity, but now it's just a question of can they.
2 points remaining.
Yeah, damn it. Good timing, if anything. I don't know.
Yeah, someone is watching that left side flank.
Yeah, we got 4 players moving up front, and we got that Sprinkler holding zone behind, you know? We got trusty old Sprinkler doing its job of holding zone, while the 4 players make sure that none of the enemy team makes it to there in the first place.
Now things are getting kind of gloomy for Calamity. It's now or never for them. Here comes the strike though. But the counter strike makes sure that they keep the zone and they take the game.
And not only that, but we saw at the end that Reef Slider, which, while it didn't end up mattering too much because there wasn't too much on zone, that Reef Slider is really, really good at making sure that nothing flips last second, you know? Gotta have those insurgency policies, kind of like throwing a Booyah Bomb on tower at the last second to make sure nobody's standing on it.
Or popping Kraken and Rainmaker overtime to get rid of the carrier.
I guess Zones had its own version of that, like Tri-Strike, or, you know, the good old-fashioned Reef Slider.
Good old Reef Slider.
Yeah. Because,
I was gonna say Booyah Bomb as well, but that one can very easily be painted over.
Yeah, Booyah Bomb's not what it used to be in Splatoon.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Like, I know it was Halloween yesterday, but we can scare everyone by talking about the Kensa 52, but let's not bring up that demon. But yeah. We got this is a really good set. Like, people going down left and right, things swinging over. But yeah, unfortunately for us, this set's over. But there's gonna be more sets today, so stay tuned for those.
Yeah, really good matches from both teams. The final score is Squid 22 and Calamity with 1. Very good job by both teams.
Okay. Hello once again, everyone. We're back. You know what that means? More Squid Game.
More fucking Squid Game.
More squids, more gaming, and Scorch Gorge, Clam Blitz. The map with the funny thing in the middle, you know, just giant camel lump.
Earlier, I was having a realization that Scorch Gorge is kind of an attempted hybrid at Splatoon 1's Black Valley Skate Park and Hammerhead Bridge.
God.
Execution is questionable, but
Yeah.
I see the vision.
I mean, I like this for like Rainmaker and Clam Blitz, but outside of that, you don't see it very much in tournament because it's a choice map of it otherwise.
Yeah, the permanent drops into mid.
Yeah, we're not gonna be seeing any of those today because you know, we're on Clam Blitz, which means no permanent drop except the one on the right. But yeah, set seems to be starting. Well. Oh, it's Inkblot. Why is Inkblot here? Great map, but why is
right,
it here?
We're dropping into the second match of the set.
What?
Huh?
Yeah,
the set was already on the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, where are we playing? Oh. Why?
Yep, no worries. In the middle of this set, into game number 2, Tower Control and Inkblot.
Yeah. I love Inkblot, but I am so sad at what they did to it in this game. Like, you know, like how, like, okay, so in Splatoon 2, there was like these walls you could paint that would lead up to like this ledge that you couldn't go over, right? Like you'd be blocked off by these little iron things. But there was like this really frame perfect trick that could allow you to climb up where you weren't supposed to.
Ooh.
And I was the sly person who actually learned how to do that consistently. And like it was so funny to do in Rainmaker, but it appears the developers don't agree with me. It turns out getting a free 32 points as soon as the game starts is a little unfair.
A little bit broken, just a tiny bit.
Yeah, especially because like not many people knew how to do it, but you know, this Inkblot's more so for zones, Clam Blitz, and Tower Control these days. Which, speaking of Tower Control, here we are.
The room is getting set up.
Yeah. Distortion and I'm trying to see if I recognize. I don't recognize anything. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Well, it's just okay. New people. I still don't know anyone. Inkblot dropouts and the herd. The dropouts are heading back to Inkblot, huh? Oh, Past Gorge? Okay.
Oh, okay. We are
dropping out of Inkblot, huh?
We are going into the Clam Blitz in
Alright, well, I mean, we can make some predictions what we think we're gonna see. I'm still a fan of the Tri-Strike and Kraken, but what? Oh, where are we heading?
Oh.
Oh, we're on game 2. All right, never mind. Inkblot dropouts going back to Inkblot.
So
Dropouts no more, I guess.
So, Inkblot dropouts got the first game. We are dropping into the middle of the set. Apologies for the difficulties. We are doing our best.
Yeah.
But we are about to get into the classic. I keep hearing this referred to as the classic Inkblot Tower.
Yeah. God. It like since the beginning of me playing competitive, this map has been everywhere. Like it feels right when you see this map. You know, like it's everywhere. It's one of those things where you always see it in map lists, and for good reason too. It's liked by basically everyone. And like
it's got a good rhythm.
Yeah, not only that, but a big benefit to Inkblot is that like no strategy dominates. It's just run whatever you want and have fun.
Yeah, just as long as you take bats, you're good.
Yeah. God. I mean, we can make some predictions what we're gonna see here, but a part of me looking at Inkblot Dropout's icon, like maybe Paintbrush, like that is Paintbrush in the icon. I don't think we're gonna see it, but it'd be cool, you know. A girl could dream, you know.
my heart is saying well string, but I'm not entirely sure that is what we're gonna get.
I mean, we're 2 for 2. We're 2 for 2 on each. Well, not well string. That is a stringer.
Stringer, let's go.
And that is a charger that is not pencil. Oh my god, we're seeing some rare stuff today.
Vacuum.
And Tri-Slosher? Alright, regular Tri-Slosher too. Damn, we're getting treated today.
Yeah.
And immediately these are swing. Oh god, the Tri-Slosher's going in.
Whoa.
Oh god, the rat has breached containment. The rat has been dealt with, but dear god, did that rat get some value. Here come the strikes, making it hard to stand on plat.
The drop gets
dear
at the
god, where do you
first
stand?
point right away.
Yeah. Dear god. The herd fighting for space right now with all these things just being thrown around. On the Tri-Slosher.
Something I want to note real quick is neither team is running cooler.
Oh yeah, we got no cooler. Not only that, the rat has been unleashed. It is in their walls. It is hunting for the cheese. And what kind of cheese it want? I don't know, but it's in. Dear God, is it causing some damage?
Yeah, this Tri-Slosher is doing a lot of work here in that. Just taking a very commanding, just keeping a very commanding presence here, and just taking a lot of names here. Very quick knockout from Inkblot dropouts that really didn't want to be here.
Damn. Inkblot better watch out. Better go check their wiring after this. I think that rat might have bit a few of those wires on the way out. Like, damn. Damn, that try went off.
What a
damn, they dropped out. We never want to see that place again. I think they might have been a bit of damage on the way out too. Like, they went in, destroyed some of the infrastructure, and are going. The next up, oh, speaking of, you talked about classics. Dear God, this is like the classic of all classics. This is Mako Zones. If you're gonna see some fun stuff, here it is. This is a map.
The poster child of Zones.
Yeah, Mako Zone, right? Yeah, it is. Like, even for a Zones map, you often see like a lot of blasters here, and also buckets too, because of how well they can not only camp those ledges, but how well they are fighting on that high ground.
AoE is very valuable in this map.
Yeah. Like, other than that though, like, this tends to be where like a lot of unique stuff comes out, because not only that, like some really short range and fast weapons have like 2 amazing flanks to work with. And not only that, if you have a fast enough weapon, you can go all the way around. You can go anywhere on the map technically.
Sploosh,
so
maybe?
Yeah. What?
Sploosh, maybe?
Oh, Sploosh? Oh, please.
Neo Sploosh for the beacon.
I think we're gonna see that. I'm more excited to see that Tri-Slosher again. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's right. That Tri-Slosher was
blood. That Tri-Slosher knows what they want. Damn. Like, I've never seen a Tri-Slosher play that crazy before.
When a Tri-Slosher is given enough places to work with, they can just do a lot of work very quickly.
Yeah, like, definitely is one of the scariest things of all time is what happens when you give a Tri-Slosher space to play the game. And dear God, they get their space last set. The last game, not set.
Plus, I enjoy that they were running the vanilla set because
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays, whenever there's a tri-slosher in competitive, it's mostly the cooler kit.
Yeah, the cooler, more like defensive kit where you kind of play more towards your fizzy, but can't really play defensive with your fizzy when you don't have it, you know?
Okay, we're going
Anyways,
into
here's the
game
try
3.
back, here's the stringer back. We see the regular Nautilus and good old 52 gals here too.
C plus F.
Oh, we got 2 drop roll users?
No,
Damn, it's been a while since I've seen that perk, but I guess we're gonna get to see it today, huh? Oh, they got the tri-slosh already. Oh, they've tamed the rat.
It's raid.
Alright, it looks like we got someone retreating here. Charger look... Not Charger. That's Zap looking for a better space, and the try is already back. And they have a really good hold of that right back right now.
Inkblood with an advantage right now. They are taking some space here, making sure that the herd doesn't have much opportunity to regroup into zone. They do throw their strikes into it.
Yeah,
But with
unfortunately...
no follow-up, it doesn't do much.
Yeah. Yeah, here we have Zap just trying to find their way back in, and oh, wait! Zap got 2, maybe a third?
Third?
That's 3 down and a
Wipe
what?
out?
Are we gonna see them take
out.
standard positions, or maybe someone right? No, we're gonna see standard positions here, which is just...
They are setting a cooler. There it is.
Okay, we already see strikes coming out, but nope, not really much of a follow-up. But we do see the rat doing it what it does best. Tri-Slosher moving in with Inkjet.
And it gets shot down from the sky.
Yeah, Inkjets tend to be pretty risky when there's an enemy charge on their side, especially one with a one-shot instead of the normal 2-shot that people are used to with pencil.
Yeah.
Oh.
Usually you want to combo it with another special to make sure that you're displacing that sniper.
Yeah, also, yeah.
They're unstoppable right now.
Happy about their Inkjet being shot down, huh?
They are taking a lot of control here on this side. And that missed point center might give the herd some false confidence on that right flank.
Yeah. Especially because, like, you threw that point center, you think it's safe, but Crossdal's just sitting there waiting for its next victim. And here come the chumps just to make it even harder to get back in.
And let's go.
Yeah, that's game. Yeah, like the Inkblot dropout's doing a really good job of just getting an advantage and really converting a lot of points off it, or even just KOs, because like they don't hesitate to go in. They get their start and they go.
Yeah, I think if there's any lesson that we can take from this is that right now, very explosive playstyles that take up a lot of space and force a lot of pressure early on into the game tend to be really effective in the current state of the game.
Yeah, but also another thing, like we also saw like the strikes that even though they take a lot of space, that you can't really get much out of them if you don't pair them with something else or you don't like move up with them too. So it was important to make sure that when you're popping strikes, you're going in with them or doing something else, because as powerful as specials may be in this game, they can't really do much without more support, you know?
Yeah. But great performance from Inkblood dropouts on the herd. Inkblood takes the set 3-0. And what an explosive set. Did Inkblood dropouts ever use any cooler weapons?
Nope. Nope.
Wild.
They were confident they were confident they didn't need it, you know? They got their thing and damn, they make it work.
They were playing super aggro as well, which is why I'm surprised that they were not running cooler, but I guess it also makes sense that they would play aggro without cooler.
I mean, hey, if your opponents are dead, they can't kill you.
Yeah, they don't have to wait for the cooler to be ready to make a push. They just do it.
Maybe, yeah. That's a pretty big benefit if you were to ask me.
Yeah. Especially if you pick out the cooler player on the other team, then it's basically an even playing field.
Well, I wouldn't call it even. It's 4-3 at that point.
Yeah. I meant in the quick respawn category.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're seeing some really fun strategies being implemented today, and I'm here for it.
No, all we need now is what? Wait, what? Okay. I'm like, it just makes me wonder what's coming up next. You know, we've seen like different strategies you'd set, and it's just a question of what's next at this point.
Right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, I assume this is it for our block.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, we're gonna be handing off the next sets to the next commentators. It's been a really fun commenting set, and we hope you guys keep on watching for more sets that are coming up.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching the first vlog of this from the Ink Dog. I'm Covalent. You can find me on Blue Sky at covalent.gay. And
I'm Hidorisu. You can find me on Twitter, Hidorisu _ Blue Sky Hidorisu, and both YouTube and Twitch, Hidorisu. I think you get the point. You can just find me everywhere as Hidorisu.
and thank you so much for commentating with me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'll be seeing everyone now. If you
Bye.
guys enjoy the rest of the stream. Bye, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to From the Ink Up. We're here in Gold Bracket, and a little bit of a guest starring. I'm Toma here to bring you this one match with my great friend Time. How are you doing?
Hi! Wow, it's great to be here, guys. Okay, so get this, right? Malevolent Cooler versus Little Squid Dragon. First off, I absolutely love Malevolent Cooler's icon. Right, the first time I actually saw them in Prison Break, I think that was like their first tournament together. Like their first real tournament. And it was an open level tournament. Like that's crazy to me, right?
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, I first of all, listen, I've been around for a while. Open level tournaments, kind of scary in the first place. But like the first time you're seeing them there is insane.
Yeah, and on the other side, Little Squid Dragons have actually been a familiar face in From the Ink Up. Like, I saw them I think, last FTIU, the FTIU before. I think they actually, I've seen their logo before, but I don't know if they've ever changed it. I have like a vague memory of them changing it, but I might be confusing them also with Sea Dragons, but they are a very strong team, right? Actually, I don't even know how many gold brackets they've even been in, right? I'll have to double check this.
Gotta look. Yeah, I mean, the names sound familiar for me. Of course, I've been gone for about a month now, so I've been missing out on a few FTIUs, but it's good to see these teams back here once again, and they're doing good here at Gold Bracket, fighting it out to try to take the title tonight.
Okay, so really quick, before we move on to the maps, Little Squid Dragons actually got 9th last week and got 5th in Reach, which is like a Div 9 capped tournament right around about.
Ooh, so they're really going to be out to try to prove themselves tonight, getting
right?
that kind of momentum under their belts.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying, okay? And Malevolent Cooler, oh my god. It's 9th in week 60, and then in week 62 and 63, they made silver bracket, right? But get this, they're back in gold this time. So that means they're ready to step up to the board, and they're going to try and get really far into gold bracket here.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And I mean, they've got the coolers in hand, Time ready to get some drinkies out to their team. And I mean, we both see how good that cooler is. So they're going to be bringing it to the show tonight. I'm really excited to see how they're going to be starting out here on Splat Zones Mako. Of course, very, very common, very nice bread and butter kind of map that these teams should feel pretty comfortable on. So that's kind of a nice first stage for them here.
Mako Mart is all about playing around those ledges, right? Like you see a lot of rollers, blasters, sloshers. They all love this map, right? Like I see them all the time just on that little rat right in front of the stacks, just sloshing, blasting, and because the stack is the place you want to be, like if you control the stack, you control the zone. And because it's so easy to remove people with those weapons, it's such a powerful position, right? But on the other hand, Mako, because it's also an old map, everybody also already knows a lot of strategies for it. I've actually seen a lot of people say that it's overrated. What do you think, Toma?
Here's the deal. I think when you have these bread and butter maps, they are what they are for a reason. It may be, you can call it overrated, but it's just a good, solid map that encourages you to have, like you said, that fun gameplay around the ledges. It diversifies your comps. It's not going to be all shooters since you don't have those straight lines. It leaves open, a lot of room for splatanas, for rollers, for buckets, and for a lot of different other kinds of weapons to be able to shine here too. And I think that's really, really important.
I mean, okay, I'm a shot player. Might be a little different for other people out there today, but my goal, right, is if I don't have stack, I need to build strikes mode. Like, and if I get pushed out of stack, it's like the most annoying thing in the world. It's just, it feels so centered around mid game. I guess this is all for zones, really, right? And maybe this is just a critique on zones itself, but I guess it's just I've played on Mako too much. Like, we've come from Splatoon 2, which that was a really viable map then too, and here we are in Splatoon 3, and well, here we are again, right?
Yeah, I mean, when something stays good for that long, it's kind of the show, but I mean, you could argue what it shows about the other maps in the game, maybe, too, but I'm personally glad to still have it, and it finds a lot of fun. I think there's different kinds of strategy. I mean, we were all there for Splatoon 2, right? We knew the rhyme and rhythm of the ink armor missiles go in, fight. You know, teams have a little bit more stuff that they have to work around now. Of course, Cooler is still as broken as it is, and people can complain left, right, center all they want, but it really leads to those fun interactive fights where players really have to get in there and get in the fray of it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, listen, right? Speaking of broken, right? Like, I think Cooler is a strategy because you have to give up a special, but at the same time, talking about broken, how about Reef Slider on that zone? Right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want a cap, there you go.
Right? Like, Reef Slider and Bubble, even, actually, like, especially with those buffs lately, like, it's really good at just keeping people out of the area, especially if like a decab or a roller. That's very good at actually defending that bubble. And oh my god, a junior on this map, don't even talk to me, dude. Oh my god.
Honestly, and Bubble has been in like such a great position recently. I feel like it's, worked really well. You think about just the offensive menaces that have been in the meta for such a long time. You're looking at stuff like, Zuka, and Bubble's been really good at trying to counterplay that, especially in zones where it can defend so much of the vital area of the map from a weapon that can just kind of be popped nonchalantly and just take a pick from halfway across the map. So having that kind of defensive utility, and I mean, of course, especially on a weapon like Junior, it's just a free ink refresh too as well to just keep down that paint, keep down that pressure. It's a lot of fun on this map.
Yeah, I mean, going in any kind of Splatoon game mode, it's all about swapping that turf back and forth. And speaking of turf back and forth, we have a Hydra on one side, and on the other, we actually have a very heavy paint comp. That is Quad Shooter. That is Zap 2 shots in a Jet Squelcher with Ink Storm versus this Hydra Zap. Like, on the left side, right, we have a lot more of a balanced composition. And on the right side, we have these aggressive shooters who are like, we're just gonna outpaint you, dude. You can shoot us as much as you want, but like, if they rush you down, and look at how they are rushing them down in zone right now. Kioni is taking the stack and rushing down this Hydra and Freezer. Unfortunately, they're not able to jump out, and like, the space that they were able to take means that they can develop this push for their team, but not for long, as Toki comes out with his hammer and chases the members of Little Squid Dragons all the way back. So even though Malevolent Cooler has gotten control of this zone, it's going to be really hard for them to actually hold it.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you talk about the speed of that. I mean, hello, if this were Splatoon 2, swap those shots out for a K shot with missiles, and like, hello, Splatoon 2 wants its weapon comps back. And right now, Malevolent Cooler has found a way to get back into this zone, has that control under there, and now here's the kind of scary thing with that Hydra, is that it keeps so much space. While Little Squid Dragons does have this retake, that Hydra's in a good, spot to continue to try to hold. It's going to be a little bit hard, I say, for Little Squid Dragons to be able to push up, but a Zuka shot there, I think, pulled them out of that space that they needed to be in, and now Little Squid Dragons just has a lot of space trying to take this stack, and is going to be able to work with some good options here.
Right? The difference between their comps is Malevolent Cooler, once they get into lockout, it's going to be a lot easier for them to hold it. Because they have this Hydra, they have this Blaster, they're going to be able to, like, just hold that space that they already have. But the problem is that this Blaster does not like having their feet painted every 10 seconds, right? And, like, just look at how Malevolent Cooler is having to pick off the members of Little Squid Dragons just so that their players can actually do something in the field.
Yeah, they are trying to. Now they're here trying to break their way back in, and see Malevolent Cooler finally able to get that zone cap. But they really, like you said, need to get to that lockout position, and it's pretty hard to do without having that paint on your side. And I mean, look at that rain coming out too. You talk about a quad shooter, you add rain on top of that, and now you're just cutting off options for that blaster, for that wiper to get in. It's getting harder and harder as you see now, though they are able to continue to hold it. This blaster getting in a good position as they go kind of trade for trade. The strikes are going to be Little Squid Dragon's ticket back in here. They stopped that zone for just a minute, but Malevolent Cooler, it looks like they're going to be able to hold it as long as they can get enough paint down. If Ashley doesn't stop them there.
Oh my god, Toma! The way that Malevolent Cooler was able to hold this, so they've broken through their penalty now, counting all the way down. I don't think Little Squid Dragons is going to stop them from taking the lead, but can they stop them from getting the knockout is the question. It's 2 members down on the side of Little Squid Dragons, and they're just trying to get in, to do anything that they can, but down they go, one after another, feeding them for dinner, as unfortunately Malevolent Cooler is counting down this final seconds of this zone timer.
That's huge time. And I mean, just like you said, once Malevolent Cooler got into that position, it was really hard to force them out. They had so much range, they had chip, and it's really difficult for 4 shooters to be able to find a way to break through that. They have a lot of paint, so when they're in advantage, they have a lot of ways to move around. But once you're locked up in your base and there's not as many ways out, not having that weapon diversity can sometimes be a little bit of a hindrance.
Right? I was actually thinking about this while watching the game, but the shot player on Little Squid Dragons, every time they could get back in, they had to wait for them to get Zuka. Like, there was no other way for them to deal with the Hydra. And almost every time they popped Zuka, the first thing they shot was that Hydra. Unreactable. Let's just say that first off. But second off, right, like, it's going to be really hard for them to get in if their shot gets picked before they pop Zuka, or they only get that single shot out before this blast that maybe is sharking or just picks them off. It's over, right? And then all of a sudden they're 2 down and just the Hydra's down on the side of Malevolent Cooler, and how are they going to get back in?
Yeah, that's really the key, and they're gonna have to figure it out here soon time. You're in gold bracket, you have one more chance to be able to take this back, because we are in just this first set, right, bracket. So that still means we are in best of 3. So it comes down to this map for them to really be able to find their footing. And here's the scary thing, time. Undertow Spillway, you're looking up at those glass, you're looking at those grates. That's really good, solid positioning for that Hydra to be able to sit. And if you're not going to be able to move it, you're going to struggle to make a push here.
Yes, the Hydra is going to be a huge threat, but on the other side, it also means that it's going to be really hard for Little Squid Dragons to be able to properly move in to take this position. But once they get into this position, it's going to be hard for that Hydra to peek out of the areas that they have access to in order to get those picks, right? This tower, of course, is on a standard path, right? It's not like Rainmaker where you can just rush down that left side and get all the way into their base. No, for the tower, you actually have to wait until that second, like just past that second checkpoint, and then you can get an easy way, or you're gonna have to take that super risky right flank. So it's actually, or that super risky ramp up to their plat. So it's actually going to be a little, really difficult actually, if Little Squid Dragons doesn't switch up their comp to see if they can properly get rid of that Hydra and stabilize after they do.
Yeah, they're really going to have to. I really think that's honestly what this game is probably going to come down to. As long as this Hydra stays, the Hydra, living or dying, is going to really be a key thing here in what goes down in these pushes. And we're going to be loading in, and we see kind of, actually, we're going to be seeing the heavy edit come out. And this actually might be good, providing them a cooler. And edit is still just a very strong option still on this map type.
Oh yeah, with that cooler, and then they also swap out their zap for a shot. Those GG strikes are actually huge. I am shocked that on the side of Little Squid Dragons, they did not keep their GG special. The closest thing they have to one is this Kraken, but Kraken is a lot more unreliable than strikes.
Yeah, it definitely is. But another notable thing I want to talk about this Junior too, especially as they start heading towards this second checkpoint and third checkpoint, it can be hard to break these with a lot of fire under your belt, and this bubble could definitely potentially be a good tool for them at their disposal. You see right now they're all struggling to try to get on this tower, and there goes that bubble as they're going to be able to right, there we go. Break that second checkpoint, and that second checkpoint broke in time less than a minute into this game. That is a good place to be in.
right? And they're still pushing this tower. On they go. Like, this blaster is now just going to be barely able to remove the members of Little Squid Dragon from this tower. Now, it's just going to be the Junior, and this Junior is going to be recuperating. Oh my god. Off their side of mid, they're going to be trying to build up their special, build up their bubbles, but look at how Malevolent Cooler is being so aggressive and rushing them down. 2 members down on Little Squid Dragons, 3 members down, actually huge, and that hammer from Toki is going to be game-changing as, look, it allows their members to rush up that plat with that splashdown and take more and more space. Unfortunately, that blaster has gone down and a disconnect. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, and we are past that point for replay. So now Little Squid Dragons, they have that permanent one-man advantage, and time, they have the lead. So Malevolent Cooler from here going to have to make a push against all odds to take that lead past 24, you know, but I have seen crazier things, so they're not down and out of the count.
Right? Little Squid Dragons does actually go down over and over again. Kamek is actually trying to get back with that storm. That storm is going to dissuade them off of tower when they pop it, but it's not going to stop them from pushing. Like, despite being a member down, look at this continued aggression from Malevolent Cooler. Like, they still have this tower going. They're 2 members up, and literally just Toki is fighting to keep this tower on the left side of mid.
Unfortunately there, and then Ashley moving in and going to be taking out now, moving in on that heavy, and it gets the trade on it, is going to kind of be stabilizing some space for Little Squid Dragons here, and you see they're gonna make sure before they push up, they've got this map nice and painted. You saw that Kamek here jumping off that tower just to take some time, refresh, paint, get some space under their control, because they don't want to leave anything up to chance here. And even right now, that looked a little bit funky time.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some stuff last game too, but we did finish that game and nobody has DC'd yet. Little Squid Dragons actually continuing their push now with this bubble on tower. This is heavy knockout potential as members of Malevolent Cooler are now dropping down into the open maw of the Little Squid Dragons. Unfortunately, it's just the Cooler on Malevolent Cooler trying to take that fight. Unfortunately, Ashley does pop this Zuka, gets picks, but this distraction allows them to knock out, and that is game 2 for Little Squid Dragons.
Yeah, now we're in that, 1-1 situation. It all comes down to this, and with that DC on the line now, this last map means more than anything. It's gonna be who keeps their tournament hopes alive tonight.
Hopes and dreams, it's just like Undertale.
This is so true. Cue the that's probably copyrighted.
No, it's not. I think it's not on Twitch. Yeah.
That's epic.
It's epic! We do have some Undertale music on the Prison Break playlist. Maybe we'll see about FTAU. That being said, that was a really intense game. And even with this DC, right? It was really close. Did you see the way Malevolent Cooler pushed all the way forward despite Little Squid Dragon's early lead? That aggression actually was really shocking to me.
It was time. I mean, there were moments where I was like, okay, hold on. Are we about to lock in? Are we about to say, I don't care if there's a DC, we're gonna end it here? Because for a moment time, I thought that was almost going to happen. And I mean, like you said, the crazy amount of aggression that they have is really, really showing. And what mode, does aggression show better at the time than in Rainmaker? Looking at our next map, Rainmaker on Museum, and Rainmaker's always been kind of one of those modes, people love it, people hate it, because every split-second decision counts. How fast you push counts. You're not waiting on a timer, you're not waiting on clams to spawn, you're not waiting on a tower to slowly trek forward. You've got that fish in your hands, and you are running it as fast as you possibly can at the enemy base. And this is where that aggression comes into play.
I really like Rainmaker, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Me too.
I think, honestly, Museum, I don't think any of its modes are actually really bad, but Rainmaker is probably one of the weaker ones to me, because, when you're pushing through, you have to always push through that right side, because it's you always push left on Undertow for a reason, right? You take that right checkpoint if you get it for free, but you're not going to push up that ramp. And likewise, you take the early checkpoint through top mid if you have the chance, but most of the time you're going to be want to be pushing through that right squid, and then all the way through flat. Once you get up there, as long as you occupy the enemy's spinner, you're basically good to go for the rest of the game. it's really just about how good you're able to hold and play around cover.
Yeah, it definitely is about that, trying to see who can, like, you know, like, especially with this map in particular, you've got the spinners that you can kind of hide around, that you can work towards your advantage. I mean, I've seen people even paint up the side of those, use it to avoid a Zuka, and then walk across the grates and make a jump for a whole lot of points, you know? There's crazy things that you can do on that this map with the cover, and then until you finally reach that, you know, very open area at the end, right before that pedestal, where you kind of just have to run it and gun it and hope that no one's gonna hit you.
I mean, this is where squid rolling really comes in handy, because the map that's the best for squid rolling forward with that Rainmaker, Museum. 100% of the time, you're down on that little valley right in front of that final checkpoint. You just squid roll up, you get like a free 5-10 points, and you're basically win the game, right? Like once you get really close to the Rainmaker, like the final Rainmaker checkpoint, it's kind of like Scorch, but not as brutal as Scorch, if this makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely, I mean, Scorch is, like, that one is really, I mean, you talk about the, like, hold W, like, go forward map on Rainmaker, everybody immediately thinks of Scorch. How long, or how far can you get up that pedestal? Or how, not the pedestal, usually you don't make it to the pedestal time. How far do you make it up that ramp, because no one's touching the pedestal? Here, I think in Rainmaker Museum, you know, it's a little bit easier, not still the easiest map on Rainmaker, but I see more knockouts here than I do on Scorch Gorge, but it's still one of those just kind of nail-biting moments as they're scratching and clawing to try to get those final few points out.
Right? In terms of strategy here, I'm expecting Malevolent Cooler to actually swap back to Hydra. Hydra is really, really strong on this map, and likewise, on the other side of Little Squid Dragons, they're going to have to keep that Zuka just in case the Hydra comes out, especially on a map that's so backline heavy.
Yeah, I mean, in Museum, I mean, open sight lines for days in mid, you know, this is why you see especially like pencils and stuff come out for other modes too. We actually, whoa time, we're seeing a well string, and you know, you want to talk about really good weapons too. Hydra would be good here, but the amount of weapon or object damage that well string can do to that Rainmaker shield is also really incredible and can really play a big difference when you're trying to pop in vital situations.
Right? I mean, on Museum, the initial pop doesn't matter that much, but when you get past that checkpoint, like, this wellstring is going to be key. Like, I'm shocked that they brought it out, honestly. Like, they're a really good Hydra, but, like, look at the pick they've already got. The Little Squid Dragons is actually going to take that early pop and that early lead, as they're now right next to this checkpoint and basically uncontested. And look at that body block on that checkpoint. Now, they've popped the Rainmaker already on Malevolent Cooler, but look at, they're going down one by one to this Wavebreaker. 3 members of Little Squid Dragons are up. It's just this Blaster now trying to stop this Rainmaker from going any further. And look, this Rainmaker is actually taken out the Blaster. They're running forward as far as they can, and they get it down to 33.
Gosh, time, you know, but still anybody's game right now, and we are going to see a Malevolent Cooler doing everything they can to try to force it out of here. They've got the members of Little Squid Dragons pretty much cleared out of their plat now, so they are going to be able to let this reset unless something crazy happens, like Ashley starts to dive it. Not going to quite make it there in time. Rainmaker going back to mid, but you still see Little Squid Dragons in such an aggressive position there on that plat, just trying to hold as much space, not letting Malevolent Cooler back into this map.
Ooh, and look at Lou getting a great pick on this Blaster and allowing their teammates to actually get further into this play. This bubble is huge on this ramp, but Malevolent Cooler is playing this really smart, backing up and hiding in their cover that is naturally given by their spinner. Luckily, stopping that Rainmaker, and Toki pops his hammer, gets a clean doubles, now sees the last one and is gunning for it. Throws the hammer. Unfortunately, it does not make it. But Malevolent Cooler has now solidified their place in mid, as now this junior has finally been picked off. But look at this. Ashley, once again, making plays. Gets behind that Rainmaker, picks them off, is pushing this Wellstring back, and is trying to make space for their team.
Yeah, they are, but 2 down now. Malevolent Cooler is going to have this base in mid, going to be able to try to make a push of their own come together. You see Jonas just rushing for this checkpoint, going to be able to find it 2, make that 3 down on Little Squid Dragons. This could be huge for Malevolent Cooler if they're able to get this base forward. They've got Hammer, they've got Splashdown time. They just need to get that Rainmaker up, they need to get going, they've got to watch out for these bombs. And there we go, that lead change for Malevolent Cooler.
It's a 1v1 now, and unfortunately, Malevolent Cooler is too focused on that Rainmaker to notice Kamek dropping down. Now, Little Squid Dragons is in go mode. 27 is not an easy lead to get past, but as long as they can get on Malevolent Cooler's plat, it's over for them. The problem, though, is now this Wellstring is trying to lock down, at least they were, because now Little Squid Dragons is taking an easy, running forward, taking that lead, and they have this Rainmaker, have these strikes that are going to get this pop a lot easier for them. Here comes this bubble. They're going to get a lot more points off this if they just push it a little bit further forward. They're holding a little quiet, but look, here they come, and they bring it all the way down to 10.
Now that bubble huge there, providing them just a little extra room to work through that safely. Now you've got Malevolent Cooler. They have all of this pressure on them to answer. A minute and a half left in this game. This Rainmaker is in their possession, in their own base right now. They kind of have to Hail Mary this across the map. 10 points is a very demanding lead to have to try to surpass. You already see the Wiper going down and mid, the Blaster trying to fight it out, but look how much purple ink is just going down. The Wellstring's left alone now, and you can see Ashley there rushing it down, picking it off, and we're just kind of seeing Malevolent Cooler unfortunately starting to kind of stagger out there. They need to just take a moment to breathe and get back into this map together.
This Jet Squelcher is taking a great position on top mid. They're going to be able to overlook that plat, but Fizzle is trying their best to take them down. Down goes Lou, and they're taking this other fight, and down goes Cloyne. This is huge for them. Now it's just it's a 2v3, and this Wellstring is holding mid and is actually going to be able to get this pop really quickly with how fast this Wellstring pops it. That being said, it's going to be really difficult to keep going. Like, Little Squid Dragons is going to start building and throwing everything that they can at Malevolent Cooler. All they need to do is defend this lead. 20 seconds left, and it was literally just the Wellstring up in mid.
Yeah, and here's the thing. They have this Zuka ready to go. You see the Zuka player backing up here. And that's all they need to do. They just need to keep that special online. Here comes that Zuka at the last moments to try to stop anybody from coming up here and trying to touch this Rainmaker. All the bombs, all the pressure out, and Little Squid Dragons going to hold on to that until time.
Little Squid Dragons is able to hold on to that Rainmaker, grabbing it at the last second and taking it 2-1 in this first set of gold brackets.
That was huge time, and I mean, like, wow. I mean, we kind of saw, you know, the first game in this set, we saw, you know, lots of back and forth. Unfortunately, the game 2 had a little bit of that disconnect, you know, unfortunate moment, but I think that Little Squid Dragons was really able to wrap it up here in this third game and show, like, hey, you know, there may have been a DC in game 2, but us winning there isn't a fluke. They're showing that they've got what it takes.
Right? Like, yes, that disconnect was detrimental for Malevolent Cooler, but bringing it to 1-1, everything being equal, you could see from a Little Squid Dragon's initial aggressive push to that lead swap with Malevolent Cooler, how evenly these teams were matched, but the special usage, the bubble, the just aggressive taking of the plat from Little Squid Dragons, like, when that happened, I knew there was going to be a lead swap. And when that bubble came out, I knew they were going to get it very low. Honestly, I was surprised I didn't get it to the single digits, but look how insanely closely matched this was. And this is just round 1 of Gold Bracket. We're going to see a lot more intense and much closer matches as we go forward.
Yeah, we definitely are, Time, and I'm really excited to see what's going to be coming up, and especially because my good friends Falco and Saf are about to be coming onto the mic. Time.
Hi. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was supposed to talk. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I was actually really shocked when Scott and Falco. Oh my god. I love the animator, but don't get me wrong. I'm sorry. and Saf are actually really talented commentators. I was actually shocked when they DM me and they said, "Hey, we can commentate." And speaking of, actually, I think they're going to come in just the next set, actually. So we'll see you guys in a few.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to From the Ink Up number 64. My name is Falco Flyer. I am joined here with Saf. Hey, this is my first time commentating From the Ink Up, and I'm really happy that I can be here with one of my besties, and honestly, somebody who I played in this tournament with more than anybody else before. Saf, good evening. Happy Friday.
Good evening. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound?
Okay, you asked other comms this question. Yes, it makes a sound. We're moving on here to our goal. I don't want to ruin your fun. Yes, I believe it makes a sound.
Well, It's a good question to ask. I don't know, because it's always like, how are you? What's up? How's it going? And it's like,
We'll
no,
pretend like we
riddle me
weren't just in
this.
our own voice chat for the last hour and a half.
I know
like, talking
that
to-
is true. We've been talking for like the last hour.
Yeah.
I know we're all warmed up. I was just thinking, do you actually? A question for you.
Yeah.
When you're going on to do a block, whether it's something maybe a little bit more formal or whether you're doing something a little bit more for fun, do you happen to do any sort of vocal exercise, vocal warm-up, facial exercise or warm-up, just to like prepare yourself for talking for a long period of time?
Not really. I would say the only time I would if it were I was doing like an early morning commentary, but that like never happens anyways. And that's probably a faux pas. As somebody who was in choir, and like I'm so used to being told to do vocal warm-ups and all that, but no, I really don't, especially when it's 10 p.m. my time, and I've not that I've been talking all day, but at least like I've been awake for a while and I've been talking, so no, I don't. What about you? Sometimes actually, I feel this is a different case considering you and I have been communicating now for like the last hour, and so you and I got to catch up, which was really nice because we haven't gotten to in a while. Have a little coffee talk with the girls, but now we get to be on From the Ink Up, which is great. But in other instances, like when I was on Low Ink, the most recently, I definitely did do a facial like warm up and a vocal warm up of some kind because I feel it's really easy to trip over your words, and it's really helpful to find the pacing also of what you want to talk about. Speaking of which, and looking at California Girls, Falco, something I want to note here, look at this MF tag in front of 4 of these players here. That tag represents a team called Marine Fate. Not sure if they actually have some like a division level that you could like maybe put a pin on. But this pickup is mostly a low-level team pickup, and then I want to say, isn't Lox's private jet emissions? Isn't this mostly people from Loxier, or Loxier has to be higher level than from FTIU, right? Yeah, most of them would be banned.
Okay.
So I don't think they're related at all. But California Girls, they're the number 4 overall seed. They haven't dropped a game. They haven't dropped a single game so far. They already won 2-0 in their first round of gold bracket, or was that a bye? That may have been a bye actually. But yeah, they went 9-0 in their groups, whereas Locke's private jet emissions, they dropped 2 games. So they had 2 sets where they went 2-1 and still squeaked their way into gold bracket just based on how well they did compared to the other teams in their group. So it should be a good one. I also love to see full rosters from these teams. I count 6 players as a very full roster. Now, not all of them are active, so I don't think Winter and Blakely will be playing for California Girls today. I believe they're going to be sitting out, and on the side of Lox's private jet emissions, I believe it's Loxic Fan. They won't be playing either, so they do have quite a bit of players available. And Lox's private jet emissions, the number 12 seed out of 49 teams today from the Ink Up. As we look at map and mode number 1, first of all, I know we've pointed out before, the overlays that Ellie's created, absolutely amazing. I always love what they do and their creativity with everything we see. But yeah, we'll be starting with this one very, very shortly. Saf, we played in the most previous From the Ink Up on number 63. We played 2 weeks ago, which was a lot of fun.
I know, just a short 2 weeks ago. Even though it 2 weeks in the grand scheme, not that much time, right? But when you start doing more adult-related stuff, and you get involved in adult-related stuff with work, with having a child, XYZ, 2 weeks actually feels like a long time again for whatever reason. So I can't believe the Rebels came back together just a little bit ago, and actually it's nice that the Rebels get to sit on the mic and talk about what's going on in the next rendition being 24. But anyway, Gorge, take a look. Demise, I see you on that blaster over there.
Yeah, I'm liking that S blast pick. I also like the heavy deco pick as well. We have some really good picks here, and I'd say a more traditional comp on the side of Lox's private jets here. So Carbon Roller is going to be the first one that goes down. 2 members are down now. California Girls make that 3 donut. Can they get that 4th? No, they can't. It's going to be Lord Louse who's going to be taking them down. So again, just kind of the stalemate that we have here in mid. The California Girls seem to have more control of the zone, or more control of mid, rather, as they're quickly just trying to really paint and get some of their specials. They're going to be picking up the Rainmaker now, trying to push it forward, but they're going to have to try and take out this Pencil, who we know is in a very good spot as a backliner.
Yeah, and already too with the Crab Tank and Killer Whale to follow up. Great displacement tools. The Rainmaker going down. No points on the board at all. So the Rainmaker stalled out for a pretty long period of time there. That's 3 members going down on Lox's private jet emissions. It's undeniable. California Girls back on top, picking up the Rainmaker, getting those first points on the board. Dare I say it, first checkpoint breaking through as well.
Yeah, that's really going to be good. And they still have some of their specials. Look, Demise using that Booyah Bomb, trying to take out one. They do take out the Splash, trying to take out another. They do take out the Gal, so Demise says, hey, I'm not done. I'm going to pick up the Rainmaker, but Hendrix is going to be the one that takes them out. So still a ton of paint for California Girls trying to push forward. Hendrix going to be taking out the Zap. That is going to be splat on the side of California Girls. So again, checkpoints broken, but we kind of have this neutral game once again here in mid, and it's really looking pretty good for California Girls. But again, just 2 minutes in, and they're playing the slow but winning game as of now.
Yeah, but look at Donut trying to cause some sort of havoc, trying to break through the defense of California Girls. Not finding any value, though, because that is the Deco Splatling finding contact with the Kraken. 1 member on California Girls going down. The Pencil actually feeling comfortable to be a little bit more forward here and throwing the cooler down this way, coming out as well. They want that cooler to be distributed and to a push to get started here, but it just seems like Lox's private jet emissions can't really find their footing for something to initially happen. Look at Scorch launching that Crab Tank. They do find 1 pick out of it, but unfortunately get taken out of it themselves here. So it just seems like now we're just back into a neutral game until somebody can really find huge value with special stacking, and maybe with 2 members down on Lox's private jet emissions, this could be it for California Girls.
Yeah, and of course this isn't like, this is only going to benefit California Girls already halfway through the game time-wise, but, they really haven't pushed past checkpoint at all, so it only takes 1 good push for Lox's private jet to really get the ball rolling, but right now that's not necessarily going to be the case, as California Girls going to extend this push, trying to take it down all the way to 49. This time, 2 of their members are going to be down in a 2v2 situation. 2v1 right now, just the Dooley's alive. So Lox's private jet emissions. They have the Rainmaker, but California Girls, they're not shy about these jumps. They're really jumping to where that first checkpoint would have been. And they're not going to give up on this push either. I believe the Rainmaker will probably reset unless somebody can pick it up, and they can. Yes, they do. That is Fritz who's going to be getting it and pushing it to 33. So again, you don't need to really push it that far as long as you just keep the Rainmaker on Lox's private jet emissions side. That's really going to work, but Lox's private jet emissions, they're probably going to want to think about resetting this Rainmaker.
Yeah, they're trying to do what they can to stop the bleeding, but California Girls is not letting go of the pressure that they have. But finally, Lox's private jet emissions holds out long enough for the Rainmaker to reset. And you can see now that California Girls are looking to try to spread out their resources a little bit. The Doolies actually, Lord Louse pushed up very far there, but with the Crab Tank and Killer Whale coming out together, that's going to largely displace a lot of folks on California Girls. The end zap, unfortunately, going down. And finally, we're seeing the first bit of points take place for Lox's private jet emissions. But with Demise being able to break out of the spawning area, finding 1 pick, looking in for the second, trying to actually assist with it, that was a quick stop at the 78 mark for Lox's.
Yeah, and I don't blame Hendrix for trying to take that push. Everybody else seemed pretty distracted, so they were thinking, you know what, if I can take Catwalk, it's not a long journey, but I am so unprotected doing this, but I just need to get that checkpoint to, again, put ourselves in a position where we can just get past our checkpoint, we can have another good push. But unfortunately for them, that's really what propelled California Girls back into mid, and they're just going to be holding this Rainmaker really uncontested, and a very solid win for them. Again, they had 1 push to the mid, Rainmaker kind of reset in the mid, and then they pushed it once again. So out of 95% of that game, they were just in solid control the entire time.
Yeah, and the other thing too is sometimes it gets boring when the long game gets played, but at the same time, it's like they didn't want to overextend themselves because why would they? They had a very, very solid lead throughout the entirety of the game, and they did, like you said, they did try to push it a couple more times to see if they could extend it any further. But as the clock runs out and you lose a whole minute and a half, and then that's all that you have left, it's like why spend the resources and the time to push the Rainmaker any further? Just hold on to it and just take the win. Because sometimes, you know what, guys? Sometimes a win's a win. It really does come down to it. A win's a win.
Yeah, and again, like, we've had so many games like that, and I know a lot of people have too, where it's just such a defensive battle where it really only takes one or two pushes from a team to get the lead you want, or the lead, not even the lead you want, but the lead you're going to get to win the game too. So, you know, California girls, they kind of knew that too. They did really well with their 1v1s, and I think they kind of knew, like, okay, we have a solid lead. They haven't even, you know, Lox's private jet emissions, they didn't even pick up the Rainmaker until the last minute or so. So I think for them, they knew that was kind of over before it started. Moving on to Splat Zones here to Mahi for Game 2. Let's see if California girls can keep up what they had going on. They are going to be bringing out a pencil this time in place of their heavy deco, and Lox is going to be keeping the same comp they had before. Looks like we're going to be resetting this match. Something was probably not set properly.
Yeah, I was curious if Bonely was going to be making a change specifically. They were the ones using the Splatling deco, heavy Splatling deco with the Kraken on it. Especially when you switch into a game mode like Splat Zones. I was curious if that, as a backline player, if they wanted to switch something that was more ink heavy, and then actually utilize the support player with a different weapon moving forward. So that was interesting to see. Maybe a bit of a change. Oh, wait. No, okay, yeah, we are going to Splat Zones. I was gonna say, I was like, I think that's correct. I was wondering if we were changing it up, but it sounds like the switch out was one of the teams wanted to sub somebody out. So I actually don't know who that could be, but that could possibly make a pretty big change.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know off the top of my head who's going to be hopping in. It looks like they have it there in the on the screen, but we'll get to it obviously when we hop into our game, and yeah, I'll be curious to see what they change up for this game going into a game 2. And remember this one. This one is still best of. You have to help me out with this Splatcat. This one is still best of 3 in this round. Yeah, best of 3. In this run anyway, so it's really just taking one more. So Splat's going to be going for the splash this time, and Natty's going to be bringing out the knot, the knot with suction and splashdown. Okay, so I'm a fan of this. I actually played this a little bit earlier this week just to kind of mess around, and I had a lot of fun, but not a weapon you see very often in comp.
I want to talk about Scorch using the splash and having all special power-ups. So there's heavy reliance on the tri-strikes from Lox's private jet emissions. There's going to be real big pushes for probably maybe a GG strike potentially, but I feel that strikes on this map in particular tend to struggle with finding to find what they're looking for, because consistently it seems like things get covered up pretty fast here. But speaking of which, California girls down to the 77. Not too comfortable with the lead there. Bonely getting a really nice pick, hoping to follow up with the crab tank on the front there. Hoping to actually take a lot of distraction away. And actually, Killer Whale, you could see part of that was going towards that crab tank, so that takes away from objective quite a bit. So California girls able to infiltrate back in and actually eliminate their penalty.
You know, I love Whale as a special just because it does so well at displacing members. You know, you think of zones, you see Tri-Strikes, you see Zuka, you see Booyah Bomb, but like Killer Whale, I feel like is underutilized a lot of the time to really push members into a different direction. And I think too that's going to be really good for Lox's team to try and push forward. But unfortunately for them, they're not really in control of the zone, as California Girls still has solid control. Demise going up for the Booyah, going to be chucking it towards the Lox's base a little bit too. And just again, the solid control of mid coming up. No members going down yet. Demise just wisely waiting on the right side, saying, hey, I'm just going to be waiting here. I have my blaster. I'm ready to strike if you want to try and drop in. And some celebratory booyahs going on there for California Girls as they have a very solid victory in game 2.
Yeah, you could tell that Lox got a little afraid of approaching any sort of ledge there, because as soon as any name would come close to a ledge, there would be an X immediately atop of it. So great special stacking for the folks. Oh, excuse me. Great special stacking for the folks over on the side of California Girls. I was just like, wait a minute, what? I was thinking of Marine Fate because there's that MF is there. I'm like, no, Marine Fate is not the name. That's the people that there are people from Marine Fate that are there. But yeah, congratulations to California Girls. Solid win to be had.
Indeed. Yeah, they're going to be facing the winner of Appreciation Collective versus in Bash. So Bash is actually a team I faced in Ludi back like 3 seasons ago. They were in my group. I believe they have a completely different roster, but that set is tied 1-1 right now, and they're playing in game 3. And then a few other results that we have here. RAT Orange Kois and Little Squid Dragons are tied 1-1 as well. So we have some pretty tight sets here in our quarterfinals, but not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo. They ended up getting the 2-1 win over Dennis the Tennis Burb. You know, if we were in an era of pickups, I don't know what these names would be, but you know, I'm here for it, Saf.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as well. I don't really know where a lot of these pickups come from, but it's interesting too because like a lot of times, like what's so great about the Sendo website too is when you go in and click on people's names for these pickup teams, you can go even further and be like, okay, well, what about this individual player? You click on the individual player and then it's just like, oh, this person is on this team. Or, for example, talking about Marine Fate for California Girls earlier, I would click on it and be like, oh, Marine Fate. Okay, who's on Marine Fate? And then you open it and then there's the whole roster and you're like, oh, 3 of these players are actually playing in this pickup right now, but it seems like they also have other folks that join them here and there for this pickup. It's very similar to Rebels, but it's just like, it's nice when you can finally understand the structure from the inside and the outside.
Mm-hmm. So Saf, when you think of California Girls, do you think of Katy Perry or the Beach Boys?
Katy Perry.
Yeah,
I was thinking Katy Perry. Yeah.
Tell me you're a millennial without telling me you're a millennial.
I was trying to reference any sort of lyric that I could from California Girls. I only could think of one.
Was it California Girls that had a left shark during the Super Bowl? Is that where it derived from? Was it that song?
I think so, but that's also very like I love sports of you.
Okay, well,
tell me you love sports without directly telling me.
Okay, no, that was popular on Twitter and stuff. Left shark was very popular.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It was actually it was just a you thing. It was very you specific.
Is it issue?
Yeah, it sounds like an issue.
As you like to say.
Sounds like an issue.
No, you know. Oh, speaking of female pop artists, you want to share everybody what you did for Halloween or what you're doing soon?
What
or no, okay.
Do you mean, hey, Saf, what are you being for Halloween?
Yes.
Or what were you for Halloween?
I'm trying to have a fun segue, yeah.
Well, I didn't like it.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'm being Miss Brat herself. I'm being Charlie XCX. I'm very excited about it. I did my nails today. I did do my nails today. I did them myself.
Nice.
I got press-ons, the stick-ons where you use the glue, you press them on yourself. It was actually very easy to do, but now that they're on my fingers, I really don't like them much at all.
Okay, so you put them on. How long do they stay on? I mean, like, you take them off like manually, obviously, but like how
manually,
long?
as opposed to
them to like falling off your fingers or something. I don't know.
Well, my 2 thumbs have fallen off already, so there's that.
All right. I was dressed up as Bucky yesterday, handing out candy.
Yeah, how was that? That
It
looks
was
so
a lot
sweet.
of fun. Yeah, we had a lot of kids. We live in a very densely populated area with a lot of little kids running around. There were so many kids dressed up as Sonic this year.
Really? Oh,
Sonic is always a popular costume, but like this year in particular, I'm like there were just so many Sonics. I saw a few Shadows too.
they're excited for the movie. They're excited for the Sonic 3 movie. It's out in December.
Ooh, okay. I haven't seen the first two. I'm not a.
What?
I know. I am. Okay, I'm a feel-good Sonic fan because I like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and like that's kind of it.
Yes,
So-
but that's why you need to watch the first two so that you can go watch the third one, because the third one is going to have so many little Easter eggs and waves to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
I mean, I want to play Sonic and Shadow Generations. Does that count?
No.
Oh, all right. I'll have to watch the first two on Paramount Plus. I think it's on there.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that sometime.
You have homework. You have
I have
homework.
Yeah.
I need you to watch these two movies like so badly. The voice acting cast is so good. Keanu Reeves is Shadow the Hedgehog. If you didn't know that already, it's gonna be great.
That's a good
It's gonna be
pick.
great.
Little score update. So Appreciation Collective, they did defeat Bash 2-1, so they're going to be moving on to face California Girls, but we won't be showcasing that game. We'll be showcasing the other one, which will be between. Let me pull up the bracket once again.
We're waiting between Rich Orange or RIT Orange Kois and Little Squid Dragons.
Yeah, they're once again still tied 1-1, facing not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo. So. Whose thumbnail is Thomas the Train, so you know.
I think not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, I think this flag is Australia, right?
I don't see the flag. I don't have the standings pulled up or the teams.
I think this
I don't
is
see where you're seeing the flag.
one of the folks Lush is on a team called Make E-Leader Great Again. In all caps. And there's 3 players. And they all play leader. One of them says that their role is a skirmisher. That's very silly.
The leader skirmisher.
Yeah.
Yo, let's go.
Yeah, right?
You love to see it.
Very cool. Okay, Little Squid Dragons. Little Squid Dragons.
Oh, did they pull through? They did, yes. Yeah, they're gonna be the ones taking on not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo here in the semifinals now. Now going into best of 5. So, you know, this is the point in the tournament where both of these teams are at least guaranteed 2 more sets, because there will be a third place game that the loser will head to. But yeah, stakes are a little bit different now here as we move into our semifinals of the winners bracket. But
Yeah, Falco, I want to say something of note here. Little Squid Dragons being another pickup team from the folks of a couple of friends and plus 2 folks from Hydra. Do you recognize that name, Hydra?
yeah, they played. Forget which. I think they played the last Ludi season. I know most of the teams from Ludi. Just if we streamed them on Ludi tonight, or you know, looking through the Ludi rosters and stuff.
Yeah. So we have 2 folks playing from Hydra. They have an insane amount of results. If you're unfamiliar with this team, especially from like SOS and a lot of lowing time. So not unfamiliar to the tournament scene whatsoever. But for the folks over on Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo, I think a lot of the folks over there are actually EU players, if I'm not mistaken. So it's, again, like, I got to talk to Keon a little bit about this with Lowing. It warms my heart that these tournaments are not only do they run as frequently as they do, and they have production with streams that run as frequently as they do. And with viewership that will support the streams, but you also have people playing internationally. These are international tournaments.
Yeah, this is me being an ignorant American. I believe they're from Australia, not necessarily the UK.
Yeah. OCE.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
That's
so
what
that
I
makes
meant
more,
to say.
That makes more sense because I was gonna say in Europe it's like 4 in the morning. Where
Yeah,
Austria-
I meant to say OCE. So that's
Okay,
my that's my fault.
Australia, they're rocking Saturday morning, Saturday early afternoon. So that makes more sense. But yeah, and again, we always love when there's different regions. Obviously, this tournament's really catered towards North American players, but that's really the one thing. A lot of these evening tournaments, especially like a Friday, Saturday night tournament, we do see a lot of OEC players just because it's like, hey, it's their morning time. Not a lot of tournaments happen in our mornings. I mean, I'm on the East Coast, you're on the West Coast, so you're probably more used to it for like a low ink or any other tournament that you might have to set an alarm for and wake up. But yeah, we love to see how spread the scene is.
Yeah, there was a period of time, Falco, where I played on a team where one of us lived in Hawaii, 2 of us lived on the West Coast, two of us lived in Central, and then I think we would sometimes pick up with somebody that lived on the East Coast, so like having to plan between 4 different time zones.
Oh my gosh, it's a nightmare.
A nightmare, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do. You basically have to have somebody who has the body clock of a different time zone for that to work out,
Yeah, it's very challenging.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to circle back. Shout out to Ellie for these really fun graphics. I like that there's these little like facts. There's these little fact cards. There's these little like fun ads for snacks. Would you eat that? The crab trap sandwich?
I try everything here. I know a lot of the food here is like seafood centered. I'm not a big seafood person, but I would try a lot of this stuff.
I would smash like 3 of those.
Yeah.
I like that it says crab trap, but there's shrimp in there too.
Mm-hmm. I could do it. I'm down.
Strawberry Blaster Blitz. I like that it looks like a menu. Marigold and Garden Greens, delicious.
Yeah. We're in a cafe, so we got all the little snacks down there too. Makes sense.
Oh my god, look at the little pink cake and all the macaroons.
Yeah.
Does the menu change daily? Do you guys have oat milk?
Are there specials of the day?
Do you accept EBT?
Okay, so the daily special is Inkblot, so okay, they do have a special. I don't know if that's what we're really going for, but I guess we can take that.
Would you and I be here studying on our laptops in this cafe? Would you say? And what would we be studying for? What class would we be studying for?
Yeah, I don't know. I started taking some programming online, like online programming, not like a course, but more of like well, I guess it's kind of like a course, but it's like an at your own pace type of thing. So I'd probably do that. Although I'm like the worst when it comes to studying in a cafe because like I can't talk to other people. Like I will put my headphones in and like not talk to anybody else, which that's probably good, but I'm really bad at like studying and also like chatting and then like studying. You know what I mean? I can't like do those.
Yeah,
two.
it's all or nothing.
Yeah, it really is all or nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah,
that's totally fair.
Anyone has any Python tips? Let me know because that's what I'm trying to brush up on.
Yeah, what are you taking classes for? Do you mind sharing about what?
I mean, it's just like to really kind of get a better understanding for computer science and coding and stuff. So I'm trying to learn Python, which I have like a basic understanding of a lot of computer science courses. I took some in high school, which was over 10 years ago, but stuff that I'd like to use in a professional setting that I just haven't been doing yet.
Yeah.
So that's really what I'm doing. But, luckily it's, again, just kind of at your own pace, do things at your own time type of thing.
Do you find that it's hard to keep up with things in your industry of work? Like, do you feel that different programs or different processes or things that you would use to streamline projects, or
I would say so, especially now when AI is the big buzzword.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of like higher ups don't understand it, but they use it as a buzzword. You know, they use it as a word, like a magical word. From like, okay, do you know what? Like, it's such an umbrella word that I don't think a lot of people who, you know, benefit from it really understand it, if that makes sense. So anyways, we'll hop here into game 2 tower control as we move into the semifinals. And once again, this is going to be a best of 5 set between Little Squid Dragons versus Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo. Comps very, very similar to what we saw before, Saf. Take a look there at Electric Boogaloo. Really the only change from what we saw in the previous game is that Neo Splash and Place of Splash.
I also really like that custom Jet Squelcher. Big fan of seeing that there. Nice pick off from Bread. Looking to try to find a little bit more value, but immediately going to get called out by Ashley over on the left-hand side. What's great about Inkblot Art Academy is that there is no AI support here. We do things the natural way, the manual way, as Falco would say. Which I already forgot what you said.
Nails. It was the nails.
Oh yeah, taking off my nails the manual way. Yeah, that's right. The manual way, though, being, you can see Little Squid Dragons is trying to do that themselves, looking in and getting the wipeout here, trying to get a hold of the first checkpoint. It's going to be Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo pushing forward here, already present on the platform here, Falco.
Yeah, and again, they have a lot of their teammates kind of pushed up there. We see the Zuka coming out, and take a look. I didn't see exactly which player was pushed up on Bass already, but they are really still going strong. 2 players still down on the Little Squid Dragons. Make that a 2v2 now. Tower still not really in possession of Not Div 2 anymore. They're going to be backing up just a little bit as Little Squid Dragons are trying to regroup now, building some of these specials, but you know, this is a very, very strong start for Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo. Again, taking a solid control of mid, getting through that first checkpoint, approaching that second checkpoint too. And of course, there's still a lot of time to recover. Strikes are going to come out from Little Squid Dragon, but right now it's just a pretty skirmishy battle that we have going on right now, where Little Squid Dragon is finally picking up the pace here. We see Ashley trying to push up in a 2v1 situation. Can they get one? No, they can't quite yet, but they're not giving up yet.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a little bit of some interesting connectivity issues here, some latency differences between some of these folks, and it seems like Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo might be suffering the worst of it as Little Squid Dragons now approaching the second checkpoint. They're tied. The scores are tied, but suspended at the 53 mark. That's a 1-point difference. Nico Lime pushing the tower back to its ready and start position here with Bread there to follow up. What an incredible stop by Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo. However, I don't think that this is the end for Little Squid Dragons because the pressure is still on.
Yeah, they are really turning up the heat now as they're trying to push forward. And again, it's like, I don't know, I didn't have as much confidence as I did before, but they're doing really, really well right now. Again, they're so close to getting this lead, they just can't quite get it back yet. Now they finally do with Koyan, who's trying to push forward, getting some of those picks too, trying to take out, I believe that was the pencil player Lush, but we'll see if they win that 1v1. They do, and 3 players are down. That's a wipeout. That is a huge wipeout, as this is going to be a clear check through this third checkpoint too. Might even be the game, as no specials online for Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yep, they're going to ride that to victory, so a solid win there for Little Squid Dragons.
Yeah, good placement of the tri-strikes at the end, and also the rain following up right before the spawning area too. Immediately going for chip damage, anything they could. All systems go as that tower sails through the single-digit points to get to the last checkpoint. So well played by Little Squid Dragons. Definitely hard-fought match to begin with on Inkblot Art Academy. Really challenging verticality. I mean, a lot of challenge and spite coming from Bread too, especially nobody was safe on any ledge from Little Squid Dragons, because Bread was there to follow up right away, despite the win that they were able to have. But I'm wondering now, with all of the obstacles being taken away in something like Barnacle and Dime, maybe that could change the advantage from the folks of Little Squid Dragons over to the folks on Div 2.
Yeah, and that was a pretty quick game too, where both teams had, a decent control. They both got stumped at the same spot, but Little Squid Dragons, once they got past that second checkpoint, they kept up their player advantage, and I think that's really obviously what helped them too. But getting that wipeout at the third checkpoint, that could not have come at a better time. When you can take a checkpoint uncontested like that, especially that last one, when you're so close to the end, that is really crucial to trying to get a win. And it's hard because if you're Electric Boogaloo, like what do? Like you can flank on bats, but when you do that, it takes time. So it's more of like, okay, am I going to sacrifice some of the time that the tower takes, or am I going to rush in but be a little more predictable? So it's really a give and take of what you want to do. And it's always situational. Like there's not one definitive right or wrong answer too. It's knowing when your teammates respawn, who's responding where and when and which way they're pushing. So a lot of thinking in the moment of what is the right decision, and that's unfortunately not something that people practice often, because every situation is unique.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Every situation is unique because it's hard to react in the moment, and it's hard to decipher what the best thing to do is, especially when you have 3 other people that you need to balance their decision making against your own as well. So I think with Little Squid Dragons, with how they were able to play tower control previously, I think being able to play off of each other's strengths and just also knowing how to stack your specials really well, because obviously, like in the ending frames, getting the wipeout, using the tri-strikes as coverage, using the rain as some chip damage coverage as well, it's like they know how to stack their specials, and they know how to try to like cover their asses like where it really counts. And so I think for not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo to try to make some changes and follow up, I think they need to clear more pathways for Bread to infiltrate, because Bread, I feel, was the biggest problem for Little Squid Dragons. So they need to find a way for Bread to get through. They need to have enough paint down for Bread to be able to shark and try to use different tactics to infiltrate, because I think with having all the ledges around the basket area for Clam Blitz and Barnacle, playing the Carbon Roller could be advantageous. And I think Bread too, if they could switch to the Carbon with the Trizuka, I think fighting fire with fire could be the right call.
Yeah, especially in a map, yeah, like Barnacle and Dime, where you alluded to this, there's less obstacles in the way. You're going to have more surface level fighting, if you will. But again, it's Clam Blitz now. It's a completely different game than Tower Control, where you don't have one moving objective. The objective is the whole map at this point too. So a lot more to think about for this, where you got to be on your toes, and anyone theoretically could form a power claim out of nowhere and score. So you're playing the whole map at this point. You're not playing one objective, but yeah, it's going to be a different pace here. And again, if you just look at the first 2 minutes of that game, it was seemingly even, where not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo, they had solid controls at some times, and I think things just kind of snowballed a little bit, and that's what happens in tower control in general, So it's not unexpected, but I'm sure Electric Boogaloo is going to be hoping this turns around as we get closer to Game 2 starting.
If you were to visit a store in Barnacle and Dime, like what kind of place do you think that Barnacle and Dime is? Like, do you think it's like a super mall type of situation, or?
I guess so. It looks like, yeah. So we have a place here called the Arcade, and it's not like a traditional arcade where like you have like video games and stuff, but it looks exactly the same, where you have like a giant rotunda, kind of like a glass ceiling, and there's a lot of shops on the side. You know, I feel like the indoor water fountain vibe definitely is very 90s.
Yeah.
You know, like so I'm sure there's a lot of coins in there too that people toss in. But
Yeah, there's probably would be so many dirty coins
yeah,
in all the different nooks and crannies and pools.
yeah. I'd be more inclined to check out the food court there, I would say, than the stores. They've got to have like an Auntie Anne's in Barnacle and Dime.
Oh my god, and that's what you would look forward to?
Yes, who doesn't love Auntie Anne's? Anyways,
I just feel like we could go bigger.
game 2 here. Brett's bringing out the vanilla spot roller this time. Again with that ninja squid, just trying to like, you know, trying to really be unsuspecting too, and getting those splats, which could be very tricky to do. You're going to have to rely on a lot of paint, and then having the bubble to support, I would imagine, on a lot of pushes and defensive sides too, and a lot of paint on the side of not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo with the shot, the splash, and the pencil. So this is going to be a lot of paint coming out there. But look at that! Look at Coin getting the. Did they get the quad sap? Did they get the quad?
I think they did. I think that was Coin getting the quad. And look at the amount of follow-up from Little Squid Dragons. Trizuka coming out, but again, look at that, fighting fire with fire. That's Leon getting one pick, looking in for the second. 47, I think, is the number that we're going to make it at a hold. But within the first minute, Falco, that is a strong first punch to be thrown.
Oh yeah, I mean, and you know, and it's crazy to think that I think Little Squid Dragon could have even gone a little further, but obviously like, nobody's going to complain about a 47 push. But they're gonna. Did they try to score once again? Did they throw that power claim and miss? Oh no, they threw it backwards. Okay, I was thinking that they were already back at their basket, but no. But yeah, that was a good push. I think too, given the right situation, right circumstances, it could have been even greater. But look at this. That is going to be a wipe on Little Squid Dragon. So Electric Boogaloo, they're going to have to try okay, they are going to score. They're going to be jumping that pity claim in. Bread staying alive with the help of the bubble, avoiding that, avoiding the splash, splat bomb too. Can they get past this 47 mark? Just a few more clams to do that. The splash is the only one, or the splatter shot's the only one with clams. Oh, they're gonna jump. Can they score in time? Oh, they kept it alive, but the basket's still open. The lead has not swapped, so ooh, that was a fun score from our side at least. But yeah, Electric Boogaloo very close, not quite taking the lead.
Yeah, very sneaky jump, probably within frames of trying to get the last couple of clams in there. They got the basket extended just a tiny bit, but not really enough to do real damage here. So not too many points in between the lead for Little Squid Dragons and Not Division 2 Electric Boogaloo. Special stacking to be had, though, for Not Div 2. That's Tri-Strike and Trizuka coming out. The pencil's going to be able to push forward here. That puts Little Squid Dragons on the back foot. They do have a power clam in possession, a really booming economy at that, and a couple of bombs coming out to provide some coverage, and that aim storm as well. Again, I want to compliment the custom Jed Sculpture pick here, because a lot of ink to be had on Not Division 2 Electric Boogaloo for sure, but Little Squid Dragons having that custom Jed in their pocket, the amount of rain and like poking damage that it has, and with amount of the aggression that they've been working with, it's like they've been moving in with the ink storm a lot of the time. And it also, you can tell that the ink storm has been acting similarly to how a killer whale acts, in that it's a displacement tool. And it's been proven to be really effective, just as the Tri-Strikes have been as well. But now with the economy being on Not Division 2 Electric Boogaloo's side, still though, the folks that are trying to get this power clam are going down. Finally, one makes contact, but can they get any more follow-up is the question.
Yeah, it looks like they do. They get that power claim, and there's also a jump under the basket. The shot is the only one with clams at the moment. That's going to be Leonzi, who's waiting here in mid. But, oh, they get caught. They do take out one in a trade, but look at this. 3 power clams on the side of Little Squid Dragon. That's going to be 2 power clams plus their pity clams. So a lot of clams, but here's the thing. That's just a sitting point sensor. You know, it's always hard to work with all those power clams if you want to try and push forward and try and be sneaky. So we're going to see how they manage this. I wouldn't be surprised. They already sacrificed one of them. Look at this. The power coming out. Oh my goodness, Bread.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Better, yes. All right, yeah. But that was really nice from Bread, and That always catches you off guard if you're on the other side of that too. So, Electric Boogaloo, they're going to try and hold here. Can Lush avoid that bomb? Yes, they can, but oh, little Squid Dragon, they're now not a very good position here as Electric Boogaloo is in a position to score. They do. Just a few more clams will give them the win. The power clam is in. Lush scores, so we're tied 1-1, Saf.
Where did it go wrong? Where did it all go wrong for little Squid Dragons? Because after that initial score for Not Division 2, it was downhill from there. I mean, they found the break in the armor, they found the thorn in their side, and they kept pushing it in further and further. And so eventually leading them to the win. I knew that having a more open map was going to be the ticket. That was going to be the key.
Yeah, and I feel like obviously these two teams are very neck and neck. I will say both are doing very well at capitalizing when they do score. You know, every score we had was you get your power claim, you get a few more to follow up. It wasn't like a one and done
follow-up,
deal.
yeah.
Yeah. So they knew the assignment. Whenever both teams are on offense, they knew the assignment to try and score and get the lead. And we did see quite a bit of lead changes here in this game too. So a very good game. You know, I think a lot of it in that last 2 minutes was it just came down to the 1v1s where Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo just really seemed to be on the upper edge of that against little Squid Dragons. And they just, you know, they got the better end of the deal. And who knows, if the game would have been a minute longer, if, you know, let's say you needed to get 150 points or whatever, I think little Squid Dragons could have come back and maybe won, or, you know, I don't know. I just really appreciate how close these games are.
Yeah, and it's nice too because you have things that people traditionally don't really want to play with if they're trying to get into higher level competition. But it's still nice to see that it's like, hey, like we can still work with this thing even though it maybe could be replaced with something else that could actually benefit us more. But we're still going to try our best to play around it. And so once again, with it, looking at this next map mode here with Splat Zones on Robo Ramen, once again, a map that's a little bit more open. You do have a couple of obstacles for sure, but you have really good spots for a backline to get set up. And especially if Not Div 2 is going to keep, or excuse me, Little Squid Dragons, if they're going to keep the Jet Squelcher, I think that they're going to have to be a little bit more forward. I don't think those backline spots are going to benefit them as much because I don't think the Jet Squelcher will find as much value with painting versus like something with a pencil. So I'm curious if maybe that is a change that they're considering. However, I do really like it that we do a callback to Muscle Forge Fitness, I think, where you throw the sprinkler on the ceiling. Or no, that's Gobi Arena, actually. A throwback to Gobi Arena, throwing the sprinkler on the ceiling.
Yeah, and that can really mess you up if you don't catch it in time, you know? Like,
yeah,
so
like very subtly, but yeah.
Yeah,
it does a lot.
Yeah, and especially if you don't have a weapon that can easily take it out. Because I remember, weren't we playing before where I was like, okay, someone needs to take out the sprinkler, and like 3 of us were like, we don't have the range to do it, and we had to rely on our Dynamo player.
Yeah, we were
So,
like, we can't?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Like, you were playing Junior, I was playing Blaster, and we're just like, we can't hit it.
Yeah, we're
And then
kind
I was like, all right, I got it.
Yeah, we're kind of just stuck with this, and we'll do our best.
But that paint does add up, you're right. Like, especially on zones when, you know, you just think you have enough to cap and you unfortunately can't. So, yeah, we'll see who gets the first sprinkler out, if anybody has sprinkler. Taking a look at the comps here, it doesn't look like any sprinklers
No changes.
Yeah, no changes. Okay, so yeah, we're sticking with no sprinklers on either team. Oh, no, the pencil. I'm sorry. Lush has a sprinkler here, so that's going to be the first one that's probably going to be thrown as they get up there, too. But we'll see. They might wait till they cap or so. But yeah, the Electric Boogaloo in control right now. One of the players already down. Strikes are going to come out. Strikes are obviously can take on a sprinkler like that, too, if they're thrown in mid. But Little Squid Dragons, you know, had the first control there for a little bit, but unfortunately for them, let it go.
Yeah, and I want to call out too something that Ashley just did. A really popular thing that it is to do in competition now is not to jump back to the spawn completely, but jump back to one of your teammates instead. So you're not totally far away from the action, but you're just far enough to where you are led back to safety. So look at what Lou's doing here. They're going to obviously jump back to the spawn. However, that's because not Div 2 having no penalty here and Tri-Strikes coming out. That's going to actually block and suspend any access to that cooler that was just thrown out, and the lead is actually going to flip there. And this is a bit of a dangerous spot for Squid Dragons, especially as now finally that Trizuka is online. But at first there was no specials online to really help them get out of here. But the Trizuka did just enough. However, now they have to be contest around with this bubble.
Yeah, and they quickly take it out too. And again, sometimes the bubble too is just served as like kind of a gravitational force as well, so you can use it kind of as like I guess an offensive item like that too. We see a 2v1 situation finally taken on Coin. Again, just the back and forth between these two teams has really been, you know, on point this entire game. As we see some Zuka's shots trying to come out too, arching over the edges, but Electric Boogaloo now down with their penalty points, able to take the lead a little bit, trying to push forward too. And Little Squid Dragon, they're not going down. They're still throwing some of their specials, and we see the rain come out as well. 3 are finally going to go down, so this is huge for Electric Boogaloo. Red can try and stay alive, avoiding some of these bombs. They're going to have to really be careful here. Not a lot of ink to look out or to hide from, especially with some of the bombs coming through. Paint coming out, that's going to be a wipe, so that's finally going to be the cap for Little Squid Dragon. But a pretty solid hold for Electric Boogaloo, and Little Squid Dragon hoping that they can match that.
Yeah, it seems like just unfortunate spots to be standing for Electric Boogaloo. That was 2 different members going down on the zone, I believe, from a Trizuka shot. So huge comeback for Little Squid Dragons. No penalty left to be had. Tri-Strikes are going to be thrown, but quickly covered up, and that Sprinkler is going to come out as well. And Bread with that Trizuka, or excuse me, that's actually Lianzi finding contact with that Trizuka. A lot of space for them to push up through here as well. Look at those, what are those? The curling bombs coming out for Bread to try to find safe passage too. A lot of fights going to be had in the spawning area of Little Squid Dragons here. They're trying to kind of call the members out to beckon them into a 2v1 scenario here, but they're not quite taking the bait. They're trying to use the Trizuka to displace. But however, with the Tri-Strikes to try to follow up with that penalty for not Div 2 now going to be eliminated here. So just a little bit of time for Little Squid Dragons to try to turn it around.
Yeah, they're really running out of time here, but they do get that cap just in time, getting with Electric Boogaloo getting down to 9. And Electric Boogaloo still has 2 specials on the line, make that 1. It's going to be the cooler that the pencil is now going to throw. Bubble is also going to be coming out too from that roller, but can Nico Lime get this pick? I don't think they will, but they do a really good job avoiding some of the bombs coming out too. So a quick cap there for Electric Boogaloo. They're going to have to hold on with just about a minute left. Really, at this point, they just want to avoid the lockout. I think the lockout and the wipe, you know, you can do all the 1v1s. You can trade all you want. You should be fine in theory. But again, it's zones. Specials are really unpredictable with this mode just based on how quickly people are repainting ink and whatnot. So here's an opportunity for Little Squid Dragon if they want to try and get the win. But look at that, 2 are going to go down on Electric Boogaloo as Little Squid Dragon back in control. The Zuka's coming out. Zuka v Zuka. They take out Lianzi. Rollers here as well. Can they take out the roller? Yes, they can. That was a really good staff. Really good change.
Yeah, I like how Klon had just held on to their Trizuka, just kind of swam into the bubble to put a little bit more salt in the wound, to insult to injury. So that's not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo there to follow up. 3 members down going into the final moments here, and the wipeout. Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo all the way through on Game 3, Valko. We're going to game number 4.
Yeah, man. Such a good game, too. I don't know. Like, these are... You can tell that these 2 teams want to compete and want to win. And of course, that's why they're here in semifinals of our gold bracket from the Ink Up. Which, remember, out of 49 teams tonight, that is absolutely incredible. So, the set's not over. We could very easily see a Game 5 here in this set. And The winner of this is going to face our good friends California Girls, who we saw previously. They defeated Appreciation Collective 3-1, so they're going to be waiting around, possibly watching the stream, trying to get some intel here to see who they may be facing. But yeah, going into Game 4 with this very, very close set.
Daisy Dukes bikinis on top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I need to look up the California Girl lyrics. I'm trying to.
I don't know the lyrics by heart either, unfortunately.
Okay, I was like, maybe you just you can't match my.
I know those are lyrics from the song. Don't worry.
Well, don't you? They probably know a place where the grass is really greener.
Yeah, it's warm, wet, and wild. There must be something in the water.
Yeah. And like sipping beverages meant for people that are 21 and older, and also juice, which can be for everybody.
Well, it's from the pencil. Pencil has juice.
Yeah. Exactly. You're okay. Now we're on the same wavelength. You're picking up what I'm putting down. You're smelling what I'm sniffing. Yeah.
We'll wait till we get to that point, though. We still gotta set Humpback Rainmaker. Let's go.
Okay, I forget who I asked this. I think it was Keon, but if you showed up to Humpback Pump Track and you were gonna do some crazy tricks on your wheel sport of your choice, what would be your vehicle?
So I am very bad with wheel vehicles. Well, I can't.
Me too.
I feel like a scooter is a really dumb answer, but I would do a scooter. I would feel the most safe on a scooter.
No, I would scooter. I'm a scooter gal.
I actually really enjoy rollerblading too. So I'd probably dip my toes in the rollerblades a little bit on Humpback. But
I think you would kill it as a rollerblader.
Hey, my city is known for roller derbying, so.
No way.
Yeah, the women's roller derby team is like one of the best in the country.
Why did we never talk about this? Well, probably because we're commentating Splatoon so much.
Yeah, that's right. No changes. Well, actually, no, there are changes.
Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley, and we're going back to we have the heavy this time on a little squid dragon with wave breaker. So actually, yeah, we definitely do have changes here. But I don't know, this stage in particular, we've seen some funny things when people are trying to push the Rainmaker and they fall off the side and have to completely backtrack. So I don't know. This one, I hate playing this map in mode. I'm going to be completely honest, but I love watching it.
I like watching it as well, but I also hate playing it because it really just comes down to who can finesse through the bottleneck. Because the bottleneck really is the only logical path to take unless you really, really want to be really push the left side and be ballsy, I suppose is the term I'm gonna use here. But little squid dragons are the first to topple the checkpoint down to the 60 mark, make it to 59. They're gonna lob the Rainmaker shots over the side as best they can. That's Leonzi leading the charge though for not Division 2 Electric Boogaloo. And they did have a little bit of help from their friends, but unfortunately they are going to be going down. That's Kamuk on the Rainmaker there. The Tri-Strike's coming out to push them out down at the 30 mark, though. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be the end there for Little Squid Dragons.
Yeah, and hey, pushing it to 30 is really good because I feel like anytime after 30, it can snowball. So that's good for Little Squid Dragon, but also good for Electric Boogaloo for stopping it when they did too. So. Of course here, you're gonna really want to watch the flanks because all it takes is one person flanking and going the other way whenever you're trying to push the Rainmaker, so as long as both teams are kind of aware of that, then I think they'll be a little better suited here, but Electric Boogaloo, you know, they had control of mid, but Little Squid Dragon, they're the ones who's gonna be popping the Rainmaker here. But again, just very much a skirmishy battle here in mid with special just kind of being thrown. Ashley's going to get a nice pick with their gal, trying to search for more players. And again, this early on, it really doesn't matter. Of course, it's helping Little Squid Dragon that, you know, they're taking out members of Electric Boogaloo, and they're going to be picking up the Rainmaker once again. almost had that 3-player advantage, not quite yet, and the Rainmaker's going to go down, so not quite the push that they wanted, but again, as long as you're not letting the other team pick it up, you count that as a win.
Yeah, you can't let Bread get through either. This is a very, very pro roller map, and so when you have folks like Bread that can be a little bit sneaky and break through different pieces of ink to infiltrate through your front line and kind of take out the people that are on your back line, that leaves so much space for the rest of your folks to come in and really cause a lot of damage. So far, I feel Not Division 2 is doing a really great job of that. But it is really challenging to fight it when you don't have any follow-up from people when the roller kind of comes in and breaks through there. But that's going to be the wipeout onto Little Squid Dragons. That's not Division 2 taking out the Rainmaker again. This could be their chance to try to do some follow-up here. The Tri-Strikes, though, didn't find too much value, and that's a 2-2 scenario. So, I mean, it's really just been a super neutral game. It just seems like Not Division 2 can't seem to find what they're looking for. They can't. This doesn't really seem to be a strong map mode for them either.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of latency there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say too, Electric Boogaloo, they had the wipeout. They should have at least gotten checkpoint, but I think they didn't really have their players quite in the right position to do so. I think if they played their cards right, they could have at least gotten checkpoint, and obviously it would have been hard to retake the Rainmaker after that. But you know, it's just going to be harder now that there's under a minute left, and knowing that you don't have that checkpoint that you have already capped, you gotta play it more carefully as time is ticking down. And we're in a 3v3 situation with Wavebreaker, Zuka coming out. It's just going to be the pencil alive for Electric Boogaloos. They're going to be backing out, really running back to their side, and Little Squid Dragon's going to take solid control of mid here. Once again, they are the ones who have the lead, pushed it all the way to 30, but look at this flank from Bread. Can Bread take out one? They do. Are there going to be any more that they take out? I believe Bread is going to be going down themselves, so that was a big flank by Bread. Little Squid Dragon is now going to be wiped out, so this might be Electric Boogaloo's last chance to try and push his Rainmaker and get the checkpoint at least.
You can't let Bread infiltrate through. Already, look at that. I saw them going through on the left-hand side. I bet you anything on the overhead view, we'll see Bread trying to come through here. Look at that. You can see their name around the backside. This is going to be huge here. A great bubble placement. That's big protection.
Scoop the wipeout! Oh, yeah!
What did I say? What did I say? You don't want to keep your eyes off of Bread. Literally, if we had a replay of where Division 2 was starting that push, you could see Bread immediately break to the left. Immediately broke to the left. Nobody saw it.
Yeah, well,
nobody saw it.
No, and that's what I said at the very beginning of the game too. It just takes one person to flank, and of course the person who did it, like you said, was Bread, the one who can get those picks, the one who has Ninja Squid, the one who could just throw a curling bomb and just take out players one by one by one. If it wasn't for Bread, they would not have won that game.
We would have been at game 5. We would have been at game 5.
Bread saved it. They are boogieing to the Electric right now because they're going to move on to grand finals here in a 3-1 win over Little Squid Dragons. But yeah, that was a very, very good win there for Electric Boogaloo.
Everybody on Electric Boogaloo owes Bread all of their Halloween candy. All of it.
All the Halloween
all of it.
candy?
Yeah, for a win like that and punching their ticket to finals, 100%.
Noted. All right, so yeah, we do have finals coming up here. It will be California Girls versus Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo. We're gonna let these players get into the lobby, and we're gonna take a very small break, and we will be right back coming up here with our gold finals.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Under Pressure Splatoon here from the Ink Up 64. My name is Saf. I'm here with Falco. Happy to be here, and I think we're in the grand finals. We're in the final turn. The final turn of the century.
We are. In case you missed it, we have California Girls and Electric Boogaloo. We just saw Electric Boogaloo come back from a crazy win in Game 4. Against their opponents here, moving into their finals. California Girls, we saw them early on stream, Saf, and they looked pretty dang good here.
Years.
Yeah.
Yeah, California Girls, I'm happy to have them back. I'm glad we're opening up. Classically, we're opening up on Splat Zones with our ticket to grand finals here. Big things to note though, Falco. We were just talking about it. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Do not let Bread get behind enemy lines. Don't do it. You're gonna have a bad time. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now.
But you know what? They're going up against a team, California Girls, who've only dropped one game this entire tournament in that last set against Appreciation Collective. So we'll see if they can continue that streak of just really not dropping games, or if not, Div 2 Electric Boogaloo is going to give them a run for their money. Looking at these comps now, pencils on both sides, shots on both sides as well. Really, the big difference is going to be the dualies and the roller, along with the S-Blast coming out from California Girls. Again, S-Blast not a weapon we see super often, but, we'll see what type of damage they can punch as California Girls in the first game they get in cap.
Yeah, and I think they got a good setup here with Lord Loose on the crab tank looking on the left-hand side here. Look at Bread trying to get set up, but called out immediately by the Trizuka. It looks like the folks of Not Did 2 are getting pretty spread out here, but that's Demise having a really great follow-up. They wanted to infiltrate onto the platform so badly, but they just didn't have enough space to work with here. California Girls not looking to try to overextend themselves too much, because if you do, this is exactly what happens. You allow Bread to take a couple of you down. So that's two members of California Girls down, and that's Electric Boogaloo trying to fight back here as they now take the zone for themselves.
Yeah, that was good that it happened sooner than later. I think if it were to happen a few seconds later. Oh, we do have the DC, but look at that. We are already past the 50 mark. I believe this will play out. That is very unfortunate for not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo, as they do have the zone right now. For the time being, I can't imagine it's going to last very long, but they're still holding on to it too. They kept me on my toes there for a little bit. Okay, there we go. There's the two players down. On paper, this should, swimmingly go for California Girls in their favor, but you always hate to see a disconnect, especially here in grand finals. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, and I appreciate that not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo is still going to try to create some sort of narrative here with following up, but I mean, how else can you fight with a pencil versus pencil comp, and you have now the pencil going down, and especially with that, you also have your shot going down. It's not going to be easy for not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo to break out here, so I'd imagine we'd see a very different story had the DC not happened here. So probably a pretty dominant win from California Girls, but California Girls is still going to not let down the pressure here, regardless of having such a strong advantage. And I do, again, I want to say, I appreciate that even though, like you said, on paper, it was clear the California Girls were going to have a big advantage, they still tried to play it out. They still tried to go for it. They still tried to play it out and push for it. And go for the win. And like we said, for a second there, they actually still had the zone in their favor, and we were like, oh, wait a minute, could they? Maybe. You can't allow your defense to topple, I guess, in those first couple of seconds.
Well, and that's what's really hard when the disconnect happens. I'll say early on, but early on enough where the game still matters. Because if it's later in the game, you can maybe contest for a minute or so if you have a solid enough lead, but unfortunately for Electric Boogaloo, they just didn't have that lead. They didn't really have that opportunity to get the lead. So yeah, again, it sucks that it happens in a finals here, but it's a best of 5. It's not a best of 3. At least they have that to kind of rebound on. But again, it's at that point you don't even really look into it. It's just a GG, go next. You can talk about it after the set happens, but it's not worth kind of harping on like in the moment. You know, it just sucks. It just
Right.
sucks. But you just move on to the next one.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, it happened, move on. It was just one game. We have plenty of time to try to make it up. We'll double check to make sure that the internet is good, which is probably what's going on the side of not Div 2 at the moment. Just making sure. And I'm wondering too, Falco, I'm actually a little unfamiliar with the rules, if they're a little nervous about internet connection, because I don't believe they have enough players on their roster to have a proper sub, but I'd imagine they're just gonna try to roll with what they got.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have to. So, you really just have to keep rolling with with what you have to. So yeah, I mean, again, we've seen a few kind of questionable things from our spec cam perspective, but that's not uncommon when you have players from different regions playing each other anyways. So you know, it's I don't want to say they're probably used to it playing North American teams fairly often, especially if they play from the Ink Up quite a bit, but it is what it is. So they're just gonna hold their heads up high and move on to the next game, which will be Rainmaker Undertow.
Yeah, on to the next one.
Yeah. I mean, I could see us seeing the pencil in the shot again for this game, but really the players on either team, there just haven't really been any crazy changes that we can really analyze. I'm still very intrigued by the S-Blast pick. Again, that's not something you see very often, so I always love the more unconventional weapons. I know you do too. So it's always so fun to see. We'll see if they stick with that going on to this one. But you know, Rainmaker Undertow, you know, the right side check is the easy first check, whereas the left side is the more slow and steady, we're going to work as a unit checkpoint. So it's always interesting to see what approaches these teams have when they're trying to figure out what's going to be best for them. You know, because sometimes you can just take the checkpoint, but you don't intend on actually going that way. You're just like, hey, I just want the checkpoint so it's cleared. But next time we pick up the Rainmaker, we might go the other way, assuming it gets reset. So it's very easy to kind of change your direction on this map.
It feels like that was intentional too. Like, it's like, we're gonna put this checkpoint that's a little bit more challenging to get, and then we're gonna put this checkpoint all the way on the other side here. That definitely makes a lot more sense depending on how the team fight is going to take this one instead. But I think I really like when people try to be a little bit more forward in taking the checkpoint that's a little bit less traditional and not as covered. And it's like a little bit harder to get to. And so, especially with Undertow Spillway, I'm talking about from the perspective of the team that's on defense. I'm talking about the left checkpoint that's right outside the spawning area. That's a really hard checkpoint to try to maintain, especially if everybody from the opposing side is up and up high on those ledges too. I believe those ledges are, actually, no, they are not. Those ledges are not high enough to be safe from a roller or a bucket of any kind. So, gotta be cautious if you have somebody that's a little bit more aggressive on your side, because you don't really want to be jumping down into any unfortunate situations that you don't have much control over.
Yeah, and that's, you know, what's really tricky about some of these maps where, you know, you have the height advantage at spawn, but you just never know who's going to be right below you on those ledges. So it's like a blessing and a curse sometimes. You have the height advantage, you have a better peripheral where you can see, but there's just way better opportunities for like a roller or a blaster, and in this case there's both of those. So it's yeah, you just really got to be on your toes. You got to be on your toes for this one. So should be good one here, as I'm assuming the players are just booting back up here. Hey, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we don't have imagine if you had like a 10-minute ban for a DC and a PB, you know, like you do for.
Oh my god.
You played in like series or X rank where you get, because it happens to me randomly where I'll just get like I'll DC and then get like the 10-minute ban, and you're like, well,
I know, right. And you're like, what did I even do to deserve this? Like, yeah. Come on now.
Yeah, glad that's not a thing for private battles. That'd be awful.
Yeah, that would be pretty annoying.
Playing the Jeopardy theme over and over again.
For real. if you actually, what do you think that your plans are going to be like when you have baby during the holidays?
So he's still very young, not really old enough to like do anything. and thankfully, like my wife and I are like my parents and her parents live very close to each other, so on both like Thanksgiving, Christmas, like we will most likely hit up both houses.
Did you do baby in the pumpkin photos?
Not in the pumpkin. No, I don't think that seems very messy. That's not my thing. Not my vibe. I don't think that's my wife's vibe either. So we're not gonna do baby in the pumpkin. No. Our dog Wendy, she dressed up as a pumpkin yesterday for Halloween. She was very cute.
I did see that. That's very cute.
And our son, he wore a little skeleton outfit. I guess at daycare yesterday they did like a little Halloween parade with all the kids. It was mainly for like the toddlers and stuff who could actually like understand what's going on, because all the infants, like our son, just got carried around by the staff and just like looked everywhere. But yeah, holidays are quickly approaching here. I haven't listened to Christmas music yet. I used to be of the firm belief that, you know, no Christmas music until after Thanksgiving, but now I just like don't care at all. So you know, until I hear Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, it's not officially the holidays yet.
Yeah, that kind of seems to be the recipe for it. Haven't really thought about it. This is probably like the least spooky or festive I've felt for Halloween. I was actually just talking to my roommate about this. I haven't really felt very festive this year, and I wish that I could say differently. I wish I felt differently, but I don't, and I'm hoping it won't carry over into the other festivities that are coming down the pipeline, but lately just haven't really been interested. Have been feeling a little disconnected.
Yeah. You know.
But do you feel like, I feel like every year there's something for each holiday where it's like the popular item for each holiday. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, what do you feel like for Halloween was like the popular decor item?
Popular decor? I don't really know. I mean,
like neon lights or like...
Yeah, I guess the thing is, like, my neighborhood, they go all out for every holiday. Like, I live in a community where everyone's like kind of... It's really nice. Like, everyone's always outside. Everyone's like super friendly, and people decorate for like Easter and stuff. Like, people decorate for everything. But where I am, I saw like a ton of inflatables for even Halloween.
Yeah.
And even I always wonder, like, where do these people store this stuff?
No,
like,
exactly. Where are they storing the giant Costco skeleton?
Yeah,
where are
I
they
know.
storing the big inflatables? Where are they storing? Where are they hiding them? Where are they hiding
You never
them?
know. Maybe it's an undertow spillway.
Maybe it's an undertow spillway. It must be.
Let's
Okay.
Go back here and see what's going on. Let's see. Let's
Yeah,
take a look.
California Girls and Not Division 2 Electric Boogaloo are gonna figure it out for us. And actually, we finally have some comm changes here, which I'm happy to see. And once again, do not let bread infiltrate on the flank. Do not let them
they're
do
gonna be
it.
going
Do
with
not let them do it.
They're going to be going with Carbon this time rather than the regular Splat Row, and we have the heavy deco coming out with Kraken. So Kraken, I think, is going to be really nice on some of these slick ramps where it's going to be pretty slow for most players to run, but the Kraken's not really going to lose any speed. Demise taking out 1, 3 are going to go down on Electric Boogaloo here. I think this will be a very easy checkpoint here for California Girls as they get set up. Demise is ready with their Booyah Bomb as they are going to, the rest of their team's going to try and avoid this whale come out. And Nico's going to be dropping down, but they're going to be taking out as well. Whale's coming out too, or the Kraken's coming out too, so 3 down. Oh, and unfortunately the Rainmaker went down too. I feel like that push could have been prolonged. We'll see if they go around the bend, and no, Splat is going to stay alive, getting up here in front of that bumper, getting to 18, so that was a very, very good push. We'll see if they keep this going, but I don't think they have many players who are in a good position to do so, but I was wrong! Splats is going to be the one picking it up and keeping it there, keeping Electric Boogaloo on their toes. We'll see how long this lasts out.
Yeah, as we said earlier, California Girls are not afraid to move in for the jump. That was Demise trying to go in for the last-ditch effort on getting the Rainmaker back in the hands of California Girls, but nobody there, unfortunately, to help them follow up. Even Splat for the third time now being taken down away from the Rainmaker. Finally on the reset here. Dot Division 2 needs to keep that in their minds that it's very easy for California Girls to jump back in to the fray of the battle, and they're not afraid to do so either. And so now here with California Girls pushing up, Not Division 2 is being pushed and pressured back again as 2 members are going down. And it seems like California Girls are waiting a little bit before they pick up the Rainmaker because they want to get a couple more specials online, I think, before they really cause any damage.
Yeah, and what I like what California Girls is doing, they're not pushing the Rainmaker. They're saying, hey, let's like make sure we completely cover our side of the map with our paint. We want to make sure that there's not going to be any sneaky flanks from Electric Boogaloo, no breakaway runs. But California Girls, now they're opting to pick up the Rainmaker. Leonzi's trying to find a good spot to hide, but unfortunately for them, they're going to be going down. 2 are now down on Electric Boogaloo as California Girls taking it on their left side. But here you go. Here's Bread waiting out. Can they take out Lord of Laos? And they do. Can they take out the Rainmaker? Bonely, and they can. So Red here getting 2 key picks as they're trying to hold on and not let this Rainmaker go any farther. This is going to be Electric Boogaloo's one of their first pushes here as we approach the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, but look at all of the space that Electric Boogaloo has to take back from California Girls. They are able to get the Rainmaker back to mid, but at what cost? As everybody now is wiped out because, I mean, what else are they to do? They have to pay for specials. There's nowhere else for them to go. And that immediately calls all of them out because it's like, well, if we're going to gain any territory, then we have to put ourselves out there. But that puts California Girls at a huge advantage because, once again, 2 members are down after the wipeout. They're trying to follow up on this right-hand side here and play the long game with the defense, but the Tri-Strikes 2 keeping the Rainmaker at bay and actually taking the member of California Girls down. But still, with the members of California Girls not being afraid to push up and afraid to jump back in where it counts, it's like Electric Boogaloo's got to do something a little bit different. They got to stack their specials differently. They got to get more paint down for Bread. And wow, what a shot to be had from Bread there, kind of point blank.
Yeah, that's something only a Carbon Roller is going to be doing really well. They can take out this Crab too, not quite enough range for them. So again, Electric Boogaloo, they have opportunities to pick up the Rainmaker, but they just can't push it forward. Anytime they try and get some players with forward momentum, they are going to go down. And that's exactly what's happening here with a delayed wipe on their side, where California Girls are going to be picking it up. And Splat is going to be taking it here in mid. We'll see if they try and push it. I don't think they necessarily have to, but maybe they just want to get themselves in a better position on the left side, or if they just want to camp out here in mid. And it looks like right now they're just opting to hold it here in mid, not trying anything fancy. And that's, you know, you don't want to sacrifice getting a full wipe. You do have the checkpoint advantage, but again, if there's something you don't have to do, then you just don't want to do it in the situation. Right now, the Rainmaker's going to go down. Electric Boogaloo is going to have one more opportunity to try and pick this up if they can get it.
Well, it looks like they might be able to, especially with Bread trying to jump back into the fight here. You have Demise holding it down for the very end. They have enough paint, though, to provide safe passage for California Girls to pick it up. We are at match point. It's 2-0 California Girls.
Yeah, a very good win. So we can actually kind of dissect this match a little bit, unlike the first one with the disconnect, where California Girls, again, they know the assignment. And what I really like about what a lot of these teams do is if they're in a position where they get the Rainmaker past that first checkpoint, they don't give up. Even if they have one player alive, they're saying, you know what, we're going to just throw all the bodies to this Rainmaker. We know eventually we're probably going to get wiped out, but we need to prolong this as much as we possibly can. You know, if we can do this for, let's say, 20 seconds instead of 5 seconds, guess what? That's 15 more seconds off the clock that could bite you in the butt later down the line. So I always love when that happens, and it really makes the other team panic too. Like, we saw that there were a lot of situations where California Girls were jumping into the Rainmaker, pushing it 1 or 2 units and getting splatted, and lather, rinse, repeat. They do it again and again and again. And again, it just causes you to panic if you're on the defensive side. It causes you to be a little more frustrated and a little more flustered, and I think that's really what California Girls tried to capitalize on, because they could just hold mid for the last 3 minutes of that game and really not have to worry about a thing.
Yeah, and they also knew how to like spread out their resources too. I feel like a lot of times you have teams that will try to come and recover from a wipeout, and you have maybe 2 folks going one way, 2 folks going another way, but you don't have as much paint output going because you have multiple eyes covering like one position, if that makes sense. And so it's, to me, it seems like California Girls really knows how to allocate the resources, and therefore when they do recover from a wipeout and they come back into mid is completely blue. Just like in that last game, it was blue right away as soon as they were able to come back from it. And it's like you said, they could play out 3 minutes. They had all the space to work with. They would actually backtrack. You had Splat backtracking to go and put a bunch of more paint down back in their spawning area, not just to build special, but just to say, hey, you still are going to have to paint your feet if you're going to want to get any further than where you are right now with each step that you take. So it's a good defensive procedure, but it's also, again, just a good styles of communication. And so being in a 2-up scenario, as we said, California Girls has only had 1 game taken from them. They definitely have the upper hand and a leg up in the situation going into Clan Blitz on Museum de Alfonso here. We are in the final round, potentially, from the Ink Up 64 here. Falco, these comps, we finally see a Stamper. Something is different.
Yep, we have no roller from Bread, instead the Stamper. So again, not the same sharking potential, but the same slaying power that they could have, bringing it out here in this game. And they're going to be having the Zipcaster this time to cause a little bit more chaos, perhaps, than what they've done before. So they're going to try and capitalize on that, and it looks like they already are with having a 2-player advantage. Now they're down to just their pencil, so I spoke a little too soon, as Demise here is trying to gather some of the clams. Splats is there with them as well. Zipcaster from Bread is going to be coming out, but look at all the clams already from California Girls. They have a power clam. The pencil has already gathered a few as well, but again, it's hard when you have a clam knowing where to really push up. You know, obviously can rely on that team wipe and push up on that mid spinner and jump forward, but it's going to be an uphill battle for both of these teams if they want to try and push forward.
Yeah, and I like that Demise has been kind of playing the safe game. They know that they have a target on their back with that clam in their hands, and so they actually throw it backwards and away from them. And this way is actually coming out a direct hit on the jump that was coming in. An unfortunate jump fell out from Not Division 2. That's another member going down for Demise. Demise is just having a field day on this map right now. I believe they are actually 3 splats in with this segment of their game that they're playing right now, and trying to infiltrate California Girls getting into the platform area here, but that's actually going to be Demise jumping backwards with that power clam. They're still a little bit afraid to push forward, but it could just be that they're just waiting for the right opportunity to strike.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too. And
I didn't even see the basket pop. I just like
it was
closed.
a very quick score. It was, yeah, a one and done. And I'm sure Electric Boogaloo didn't really see it happen either. They're like, oh wait, we gotta just take care of this too. But look at this, Electric Boogaloo scores, and they have some more points. The pencil, no, the pencil can't jump in. There's not going to be enough people over there. So again, not a super strong lead, but this is the first time Electric Boogaloo's been in this position where they've had the lead. So, you know, well, in this game at least, and, you know, they didn't really have it in game 2, but look at this. California Girls quick to respawn. They're going to be taking the lead, have a player advantage as right now, and Demise is going to be jumping in with this clam, and they get it in, so down to 29 already. That is going to be a very strong lead here for California Girls, as Splat is going to be trying to get some clams in. They can't. The pencil's going to be the only one who's alive right now. They're not going to be near the basket, so it's going to be closing here at 23 with 33 penalty points. And again, that is a very strong lead for California Girls. But again, 2 minutes left. Electric Boogaloo, they scored. They took the lead once again, or they took the lead already. They can do it again with just enough time.
Yeah, but are they able to do it with 2 folks down? And their last remaining folks both are carrying power clams, so that is 2 moving targets for California Girls to go after here. Look at I think that's Lime over. Yeah, that's Lime with the tri-strikes over on the left-hand side, trying to take a little bit of attention away from that objective there. But Electric Boogaloo is still going to have to be forced back, because they have to wait for all of their other members to come back in to help them out here. And that's going to be Splat that's pushed all the way forward. But actually, Red is going to be victorious in breaking through the defenses of California Girls. They're waiting, too, for a jump in. That jump is Lash. Is that Lash that has another power clam in their hands going in, but no more follow-up, I think, to be had for Electric Boogaloo. So the basket's going to be closing at the 47 mark. At least like some change left though for Electric Boogaloo to try to make something else happen. Otherwise, California Girls already ready to follow up.
Yeah, and it's hard because there's not really like the perfect solution in that point. Because obviously you score, that's great. You score a power clan to follow up, that's like great too. But you put the other team, you put California Girls in this position where they just have so much more paint and so many more clams. Can the Lord get that in? They can.
Wow.
There's one Penny alive. It's just a pencil, but no bodies to jump to once again. So California Girls not going to get the KO in this push, but they are in a very good position. Electric Boogaloo, they have a power. They're going to need like 3 power clans to try and get this lead. And again, we haven't seen a dominant push from them. We've seen small and slow, steady pushes from Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo. And we'll see if that can try and cook up something here as we approach overtime, or if California Girls are going to try and hold on with a very strong defense. Nico Lime is trying to push in with their power clam. They have a 1-player advantage. 19 clams on the side of Electric Boogaloo right now, but Special's coming out. They're going to be taking out Leonzi. Lord Laos is going to be getting that pick. Can they get another one? Yes, they can, Saf, and that is going to give California Girls the win. 3-0 here, and From the Ink up 64, winning the gold bracket.
They had such a good setup in the final moments there. The Crab Tank forcing the 1 power clam holder over into the corner with another teammate to boot. I mean, recipe for disaster by California Girls. So congratulations on their win for From the Ink up 64. Huge win for California Girls. And I mean, they only had 1 loss for a reason. Am I right?
Yeah, that was a very good run for them. Yes, only 1 loss throughout this entire run From the Ink up. So they a well-deserved win. Very well-deserved win. And I loved what Not Div 2 Electric Boogaloo brought out, especially in that game 3, especially in that Clan Blitz game, where we saw that there was a little more life than what we saw in game 2. There were more strong pushes, there were a few lead swaps here and there, but you're facing just a strong team who knows how to work so well together. And the California Girls, they really showed what they were capable of during that game. And yes, a well-deserved victory for here, our 64th edition of From the Ink up.
And for our 64th edition of From the Ink up, Falco, that's going to wrap it up for the me's and the U's. The me's and the U's of the evenings out there. And for anyone that's interested in trying to look you up on these days on the interwebs, where could the folks look for you at? Any plugs or shout outs, compliments, concerns, things on the front of the mind?
What if I led with concerns?
I lead with concerns. What do you got?
I have no concerns other than Twitter being Twitter, so don't find me there. Just ignore that. But find me on Blue Sky, Falco Flyer. You can find me on Twitch, Falco Flyer as well. Hey, a quick note. Our 3rd place game is tied 2-2 right now between Appreciation Collective and Little Squid Dragons. So keep refreshing that bracket if you want to stay updated with that. But hey, Saf, where can we find you?
Don't find me. But if you want to, I'm also on Blue Sky. Twitter's kind of whatever, but I'm on Blue Sky. I'm also just like out in it. Falco, today I guess this week I worked so hard this week.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. I love my job. I love my work. I save the environment. I'm a terraformer. Sometimes I tell people that. Anyways,
like Animal Crossing?
Just like Animal Crossing, very similarly. Anyways, I have a good time. I love it here. Thank you so much to Splatcat also for being our production and our host this evening with me and Falco. Thank you to Under Pressure for having us on this evening. From the Ink up, we'll be back in a week from 2 weeks from now. From the Ink up will be back 2 weeks from now. You'll find us here at UPS Splatoon. Thank you so much, folks, for watching. We'll see you around. Have a great night. And we'll see you next time.